in a busy airport terminal, at the check-in counter, at security checkpoints, or even in baggage claim, passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free Sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
It's Wednesday, September 24th, and you're watching What's Trending. I'm Jiminita Swain, and tonight we've got the hottest trends, the latest news, and yes, we're diving into serious conversations that matter. So buckle up, get ready, and let's jump straight into What's Trending. What does it really mean to be Bahamian? In today's show, we're bringing the Bahamian citizenship test to the light with a globe-trotting writer who brings pride, humor, and a fresh take on identity. Get ready for insights, laughs, and a few surprises about what binds us all together. And when beats cross borders, magic happens. Brought together by a Bahamian, students from the U.S. and the Bahamas teamed up with the Grammy-nominated Joseph Wooten to create an original track in just one day, all with the unmistakable Junkanoo flair. And this Women's Health and Fitness Day, we're cranking up the music and sweating it out with Zumba. Discover how simple, fun moves can get your heart pumping, your spirits soaring, and yes, absolutely no experience required. All this and so much more coming up on What's Trending.
At the 70th meeting of the United Nations World Tourism Organization's Regional Commission for the Americas in Lima, Peru, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, highlighted the achievements made for the Bahamas on the world stage.
We launched for the first time in the Caribbean a partnership with UNWTO on a sustainable island challenge, a challenge that put the best minds of the Bahamas on the global platform in terms of protection of the environment, sustainable tourism, and growing entrepreneurship. This challenge over the course course of the next several months will hopefully result in significant investments and partnerships in new ideas, new innovative ideas in oceans conservation, climate mitigation, and sustainable tourism, and of course in tech tourism.
Executive Director of UN Tourism, Natalia Bayona, spoke to the focus of the UN Challenge in bringing more sustainability to the Caribbean.
Today, as we know, the most important challenge that islands have is related to sustainability, green tech, and of course, to empower local communities to develop tourism in a responsible and of course, in a very strong way to create economic growth. We are going to launch this challenge with the support of the Deputy Prime Minister and of course the Minister of Tourism to bring the top innovators in October that will showcase their solutions and that will inspire us to scale them to other islands all around this region.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Are you a talented musician ready to take your passion to the next level? Then the Bahamas National Youth Choir is the place to be. Auditions are now open for the month of September to persons ages 15 to 25 years old. We offer two exciting options: concert choir for those who enjoy classical and traditional music, and show choir for those who want to perform in a more theatrical setting. Don't miss your chance to be a part of an incredible musical journey. To set up your audition appointment, email us at bnycsecretary@gmail.com. Let your voice be heard with the Bahamas National Youth Choir.
What's Trending, we're going beyond the passport to explore what it really means to be Bahamian. Joining us via Zoom is writer and social commentator Ashley Roll, who shares her passion for dignity, youth, leadership, and stronger communities. We're breaking down the Bahamian citizenship test, why it matters, how it connects us, and what it says about our shared future. Welcome to What's Trending, Ashley.
Thank you for having me.
So it's great to have you here with us. Now, you've lived and worked internationally, but your heart remains deeply connected to the Bahamas. How has that shaped your view on what it means to be Bahamian?
Being anywhere that isn't home, that makes you feel so much more connected to where you're from, because everything is so wildly different. And so that you take for granted the beach, and then you get into the cold weather and you're like, oh, I wish I could sit on the sand. And then you take for granted, you go some simple things like going to fish fry, and then you're like, there's a lot of bland food here. But more importantly, there's a character that Bahamian people, and by extension Caribbean people, have that you genuinely miss. There's a warmth there.
So the Bahamian citizenship test has sparked a lot of conversation. In your opinion, what is the core purpose of this test?
Honestly, the test started off, I think in order to understand the purpose, we have to understand how it started, which was super organic. It started as a series of Twitter polls, and it stemmed from nostalgia. I asked one simple question, wherever in the Bahamas you go, and ask someone to fill in the blanks. And then as the polls continued, I started asking more questions, and some of these questions people just didn't have the answer to. So it came from this space of nostalgia, and then it ended up in this place of archival work, and wanting to share more Bahamian culture with Bahamians who didn't actually learn that stuff growing up.
Makes sense. So can you share a personal story or a moment that made you feel particularly proud to be Bahamian?
I would say this past year of the Bahamian citizenship test made me really, really proud to be a Bahamian and to, I guess, revel in Bahamian culture. So this year for the Bahamian citizenship test, we sometimes are in silos when we answer these questions, but this year the team came together and thought to create houses for the Bahamian citizenship test this year. So we were separated into 4 different houses, and the way an online community strangers, a lot of them had never met one another in person. They've only interacted with one another on various social media timelines. But the way every morning they came together to answer the question of the day because of the houses that they were in, and to find out I get messages every now and then from people saying, thank you so much to the team for creating these houses this year. I'm speaking to people that I never thought that I would speak to ever, that I would have never seen, I would never have interacted with.
It sounds like a fun time. So obviously this is, as we've been discussing, the Bahamian citizenship test. So do you want to ask me 1 or 2 of your questions and I determine how Bahamian I am?
Yeah, no, I'd love to. Let me.
So that's how we'll go.
All right. So another medium question. If the students of Stephen Dillett Primary had a vacation home, where would it be? Would it be A, Balcony House, B, Saint Domingue, C, Victory House, or D, The Cove?
C.
C, Victoria House, your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. So the answer is A, Balcony House.
Well, I think I know that I'm very Bahamian, but I grew up in Grand Bahamas, so I would not have gotten that one either way.
Listen, and you know what? You don't have to prove yourself to me. You don't have to prove yourself to me.
Thank you so much, Ashley. It's been a lot of fun chatting with you today. Obviously, this is something that you're passionate about. So being Bahamian definitely goes beyond just a test. It's about dignity, community, and a shared vision. So to everyone watching, our strength is in our unity and the pride we carry. So definitely thanks again, Ashley.
Thank you so much for having me.
And speaking of passion and creativity, we're keeping the energy going with Bahamian Footprints. We speak to a musician who is ready to share his insights on innovation, community, and what drives his work. That's right after the break.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Diet-friendly special.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
a magical way of bringing people together, bridging cultures, generations, and even countries. Today, we're tuning into an inspiring story of unity, creativity, and young talent that transcends borders. Joining us is a Bahamian educator and musician, Troika Hanna, a proud son of the soil. He's helped lead a cross-cultural music project, bringing together Bahamian and U.S. students for a whirlwind recording camp with Grammy-nominated Joseph Wooten this past summer. Welcome to What's Trending, Troika.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
It's so great to have you here with us. So first off, how did this unique collaboration between Bahamian students and U.S. students come about?
So this idea is actually something that it was started by my parents, and I just kind of, I guess, continued it. They had a program called Prodigy. They first did something similar to what I did. I would say probably in the early 2000s, where they brought down 2 Bahamian students and they got a chance to record 2 singles with Roger Ryan, who was a producer here in Nashville, Tennessee. At the time, I think he was with Wyona Judd and CeCe Winans, and he has several projects that he did. But I kind of saw how my parents did that project, and I was like, you know what? I think I can take it a step further.
So you would say then the goal was to inspire them overall, or did you have specific goals that you wanted to see come to light?
The main goal was really to inspire them, to allow them to get, I would say, enriched through an experience that would be very unique. There's not a lot of students, or I should say adolescents, who can say, man, I got the chance to record with a Grammy artist who is still currently performing or still currently doing things in the industry. And then also being able to work alongside different students who are just like you from different parts of the world. So we had students coming from Miami, Nashville, Clarksville, St. Louis, the Bahamas. It was a total of 15 students that were at the studio. They got to work with standard equipment, industry standard equipment. They were hands-on in the studio as far as how the mix was gonna go. They were hands-on on how the song was gonna be arranged. So everything, to have that full control, to say, hey, this is the project and we want you to create it and you have to produce this in one day, and then to come out and have a product that actually really sounds good.
Makes a lot of sense. So tell us about working with Joseph Wooten. How did his guidance impact the experience?
So this was the second time of us working with him. This time we decided to do a documentary on it. He is one who really always brings, I would say, positivity, and I would say that energy of just to be free. We had the youngest student we had was 6 years old, and he was playing right on the side of Joseph on the keyboards. When you listen to the song, some of those piano parts and some of the organ parts you're hearing is actually from a 6-year-old kid.
What message would you give to young Bahamians dreaming of making music and leaving their mark on or in other creative fields? What would be your key message for them?
My message would be to keep on pushing, because the Bahamas has a very, I know we say it lightly when we like, oh man, you know, we're the best kept secret in the Caribbean or in the world. I really feel that way, because when we were mixing the music, to see the expressions on some of the producers' faces, because we brought in some other individuals to kind of just help us make sure everything was balanced and what have you. And as far as the EQ, and they kept listening, they were like, what sound is this I'm hearing? And I was like, are you talking about the drums? They were like, no, because most of the time we think it's the drums of the Bahamas, you know, the goat skin drum that makes us, you know, our rhythm. But he was like, no, I'm not talking about that. I was like, okay, are you talking about the conch shell horn? He's like, no, I'm not talking about the conch shell horn. So I was like, the whistle? He's like, no, it's like, it keeps going clink, clink, clink. I was like, are you talking about the cowbells? And they kept asking me like, well, how are they playing it? And I'm like, they're shaking it. He's like, and just to see, like, they were really puzzled on how is that happening. And then when they saw the video, because we used the camera to kind of capture it, they were like amazed. And it just made me realize that I really believe like we're one of the few countries that actually plays the cowbells by shaking. Every other country is using either a clav stick, or they're hitting it, or it's part of the set drum. But with us shaking it to produce that sound, it's very unique. And I mean, just hearing it in the studio and seeing how the students reacted to it when they even saw the motion of how the body has to be in for it to produce that sound, it was inspiring because everybody were like, that's amazing, like how this person is making that sound.
And for persons who want to hear what you produced, where can they listen to it or where can they see the documentary, if you want to tell us quickly?
Yes, so the documentary is on YouTube, and if you type in Sweat, because the name of the song is Sweat, and just put Junkanoo Mix, you could also go to Aria Music Class on YouTube, and you will find it within that channel. You could also go to the website, ariamusicclass.com, and it's listed on there as well.
Awesome. So thanks so much, Troika, for sharing this incredible story of passion, perseverance, and cultural unity. This is a documentary that is a powerful reminder that when we come together, our creativity knows no bounds. And to all the young artists out there, keep dreaming, keep collaborating, and keep making magic happen. Thanks so much again.
Thank you.
And speaking of coming together is Women's Health and Fitness today. We're celebrating with Zumba. Fun, easy moves to boost your health, lift your spirit, and get you moving. Get ready to shake, smile, and break a sweat, all right after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang. Bang bang bang. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding bang ding. Ding ding bang.
Like, what you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. Yeah, bro. Special on all the large one topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, but
I need the $10 special place.
How many of them would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Today is Women's Health and Fitness Day, and what better way to celebrate than by moving our bodies and having fun? I'm joined by the vibrant Myra Farquharson, a dynamic Zumba instructor who's here to show us how dance can be a powerful tool for health, wellness, and pure joy. So get ready to shake, smile, and move, and even break a sweat with some easy routines you can try anywhere. So Myra, welcome to What's Trending.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you here with us. So Zumba has become a global phenomenon, but for those new to it, what actually is Zumba all about? Can you describe it for us?
So basically, Zumba is a form of dance fitness. It's a form of cardio, and it was originated from Colombia, but here in the Bahamas, because we love to dance
we like
and we like to have fun, and persons who are looking for not just, like some cardio routines, some fitness stuffs are very structured.
Yes.
Zumba allows you to focus on the fun part of it.
Okay, that sounds good. So we're ready for you to show us some simple moves. I'm ready. Let's see what we can do to make it fun.
All right, so the first move, right? It's more focused on...
complicated.
Nothing too complicated. Nothing too complicated.
Okay.
It's just a nice salsa because it's, like we said, it comes from Latin, and that's what we can kind of get more progress up, okay?
Let's see
so
what we're doing.
Always, most times, you start on the right.
Okay.
Right? So on your toes, and you just slide and slide.
Okay.
1, 2.
1.
The next side, 2. 1, 2. Move your hands a little bit. Put some hips in it. Yes. 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 And then what we could do is step it forward. Forward and back. And forward and back. And I can hold your hand forward and back.
So we have fun.
Yes. Yes. See? Nothing to worry.
No. But I know it can get more complicated. So
Now,
what else we can do?
We can turn like this. Just bounce. And then we swing our arms. Like, boom.
Okay.
And another thing that is so important in Zumba, it's about chants, right?
Okay, so we chant now too.
We chanting, right?
Okay.
So we're gonna learn some chants, right?
All right.
And okay, I say single, single, and you say double, okay?
Okay.
And there's a move to go along with the chant.
Okay.
So we go single, single, double. Okay.
Single, single. That's double, double.
Push, push. So it goes 1, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2, 2.
Okay.
1,
Yeah, that's
2. So when I say single, single, you say double, okay?
Okay.
Ready? Single, single.
Double, double.
Single, single.
Double, double.
Or we do it like this. Single, single.
Boy, you get these things out.
So opposite hand. The opposite. Bring it up.
So
1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. You got it? 1.
We can see. We got
right. 1.
So we always start with right.
Right. Right. 1. Bring it up. 1, 2. 1, 2. Just 1, 2, and then you just pull it.
So we put this one up, just shake up and dance.
Yeah.
Boy, it seems like a lot. It seems like you gotta be coordinated.
A little bit, but if not, just as you continue to come. See, that's what it helps.
Okay.
Keep seeing
so
it.
once
And
you
be like,
once you moving,
right, right.
I like this one. This one,
Yeah.
this one, the single, single. Don't get loud yet. But
Yeah.
what are the benefits of these movements to your body?
So a lot of benefits is also helping you with your hands.
Okay, so you keeping that energy
Right,
pumping
and you're keeping your legs
flowing.
Yeah, your legs moving. So that good circulation.
How can women, like when they are on their fitness journey, how can they incorporate Zumba into their everyday lifestyle?
So one of the things is Zumba is for all ages, all sizes, any dynamic. You don't need to be in the gym. You don't have to be at a certain level of fitness. This could be very beginner or very, if you are already advanced in your fitness, any type of way, it'll be there. Okay.
So what's next? So
we can do some weights.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna do some weights.
All right, so we're doing weights.
Right? Right? And then, so we're gonna whine like this, and then I want you to bounce. Think you can bounce?
I know about the bouncing, but I can try.
Little bounce? Or we can whine and go down. Whine.
Okay, I can stick with that.
Okay.
All right, so we're doing the whine. Ready?
Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, and go up. Hey, go up. Hey, go up. Give me a you.
I think a Zumba class can be fun, you know.
Hey, go up. Hey, go up. Hey, you can move your hands around.
Thank you, Myra, for showing us your energy and how you
I'm
can
finished.
move
So I
with
have one more
Zumba.
thing. I need you to,
one more
I need
thing?
you to chant this. We gotta get this chant together, okay? So
All
when
right,
I
we
say-
gotta make this quick because I was in my wrap up. All
Okay,
right, let's get
okay.
this.
So when I say single, single, and you say double, okay?
Okay.
And as loud as you can.
Okay, all right, I ready.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Single, single.
Double, double.
Single, single.
Double, double.
Hey, hey.
Whoa!
Oh.
Thank you so much. That was a whole lot of fun. There is so much more What's Trending after the break. Stay with us.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
diet-friendly special?
Like, what are you grabbing all these pizzas, boy? Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all day large, one topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, boy.
I need the $10 special plate. How many of them would you like? 20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
On Thursday's show, get ready to swing. We wrap this week up with a rep spilling the details on a jazz concert featuring Rhonda G. Think smooth vibes, live music, and a night you won't want to miss. And that's a wrap for What's Trending. Follow us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS for show clips, behind the scenes, moments, and so much more. And before this day is out, we want to wish Charlene Johnson and Travis Seymour a very special happy birthday. We hope you enjoy your day and it's been filled with joy, laughter, and all the good things you both truly deserve. See you tomorrow at 6 p.m. for more lifestyle, entertainment, and so much more.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. The Bahamas Department of Meteorology is urging residents to prepare for a wet weekend as a tropical disturbance continues to be monitored. Also, jobs are available across the Commonwealth, but Minister of Labor warns a lack of qualified workers remain a major challenge. And police investigate a late-night stabbing in Coral Gardens that left a man hospitalized, with a female suspect swiftly arrested.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, the Bahamas Department of Meteorology is advising residents to prepare for a wet weekend as they continue to monitor Invest 94, a tropical wave moving through the region. Now, Senior Meteorological Officer Trinard Tynes says two systems are currently in the area, Invest 93 and Invest 94, but the main one to keep an eye on is Invest 94, which is expected to impact the entire country with periods of heavy rainfall.
Two tropical waves that is coming close to our area. One is expected to form quicker than the next. The main one, what we're keeping a close eye on, is what we call Invest 94. If it does form into something, it'll either be named Umberto or Imelda. We anticipate this one to become a closed circulation or become a depression, let's say about Friday. On Friday, we're looking for that, and that would be somewhere in the south central Bahamas and somewhere in the Great Bahama Banks.
According to Tynes, residents in the central and southeast Bahamas should expect showers and thunderstorms beginning Friday into Saturday. By Saturday and Sunday, the system is expected to spread across the northern and northwestern Bahamas, bringing widespread rainfall. Now, while the system is not anticipated to strengthen into a tropical storm, forecasters caution that localized flooding could still occur in low-lying areas.
Most people anticipate is becoming a tropical storm to the north and northeast of us. So that's what we are anticipating. Again, this is a forecast, that's what the models are showing. Definitely we are anticipating water. That's what we are focusing on right now, the rainfall. We are monitoring it and watching it closely, and we will be giving out updates as more information comes forward and as we do more research on this system.
In other news, the president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, is demanding answers after expressing frustration over water issues at Holmes Rock Primary School. Wilson asserts that the lack of running water and the school resulted in unsanitary conditions for students and faculty.
The new Holmes Rock Junior High School in Grand Bahama has no water. No water to flush toilets, no water to wash hands. This is a health hazard.
Now, our ZNS News team reached out to the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Kingsley Smith, who confirmed that the issue stemmed from hazardous weather conditions. Smith says Tuesday, severe weather led to a partial power outage, which in turn caused the school to experience reduced water pressure. However, he assures what a subsequent assessment by the Ministry of Works on Wednesday unveiled.
They called the Ministry of Works. Ministry of Works came, they did an assessment, and they found that the breakers had tripped as a result of the storm. They resolved the issue at about 2:30 p.m. today. However, at 12 o'clock, the students, the parents were contacted to retrieve their children. But the issue is now resolved.
Well, tonight, the Ministry of Education also issuing a statement in connection with the storm impact on the Holmes Rock Primary Junior School. The statement reads, as a result of the inclement weather, the school experienced partial electrical power due to storm-related disruptions. This led to the reduced water pressure, which was stabilized by 5 p.m. However, on the following day, the school experienced a complete loss of water supply. The statement continued. In accordance with established protocol, parents were notified at 12 noon to collect their children. The issue was fully resolved by 2:30 p.m. and normal operations have since resumed. While newly released labor force data shows unemployment in the Bahamas has climbed to 10.8% in the first quarter of 2025, up from 9% last year. But Minister of Labor and Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, says the real problem isn't a lack of jobs, but a lack of qualified workers. We have more details in this report.
There's no shortage of jobs in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
While recently released labor force data from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute shows a jump in unemployment from 9% in 2024 to 10.8% in the first quarter of 2025. Minister of Labor and Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, says the country is not facing a shortage of jobs. Speaking at the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce September business meeting, Minister Roll told local business leaders that the real issue is not unemployment, but unemployability.
Are there people that are still unemployed? Absolutely. Are there people with multiple jobs? Absolutely. But there are people whose skills don't match the jobs that are available. And there are people who don't like the jobs that are available, so they choose not to. That's the reality.
The data also reveals that 28% of men and 17% of women employed in the Bahamian workforce as of January 2025 had no qualifications, further highlighting challenges with employability and productivity, pointing to additional data from the Inter-American Development Bank. Minister Roll noting that significant deficits in skills and training continue to affect the country's unemployment rate.
Deficits in soft skills, deficits in academic skills, that's basic numeracy and literacy, deficits in technical skills. And that's created a group of people, particularly our young people, who, of course, are lacking the skills to maintain and retain this gainful employment that we anticipate is coming and that we want them to be able to engage. And we're talking about basics like punctuality, following instructions.
The minister adds that these challenges are symptoms of decades-long issues with education and training. Youth unemployment, which covers individuals between the ages of 15 and 24, now stands at 20.9%, nearly doubling the national rate. Another growing concern, according to Minister Roll, is that many young people are choosing not to engage in traditional forms of employment.
The young people don't want to do what we've been doing.
As for what is being done to address the issue, Minister Roll says the government has engaged in a series of reforms aimed at tackling the problem head-on.
They won't be solved overnight, but the first step is the most important step.
Well, it's been 14 years since a comprehensive salary review has been conducted for public officers. However, the timing surrounding when those funds will be received has sparked public discussion. Originally, September was targeted for the latest round of increases to be implemented, but that has been pushed back to December. Nevertheless, the government has assured those that qualify will not lose any funds, as those payments will be retroactive to September 1 of this year. While some public officers have expressed their disappointment with the delay, Executive Manager at the Ministry of Labor, Quintin LaRota, commends the government for completing something that was sorely needed.
The review took longer than anticipated. Sometimes the process takes longer than anticipated. We have a large public sector with a lot of different categories of employees. To junior public servants, is ongoing, and they'll receive their funds in December. There may be a delay from the anticipated September pay, but in December you would receive what you would have gotten in September, October, and November, and so there'll be no loss of funds.
According to the executive manager, these increases were not the result of union pressure, but the Davis administration's commitment to closing the wage gap between the public service and the wider public sector.
This exercise was a decision by the government to go and conduct the exercise. This was not something that the unions had pressure or asked for or were fighting for. The unions were focused on their industrial agreements, which the majority of them by far were signed over the last 3 years. Sometimes, sometimes a delay is a blessing. You have December. It's good Christmas time. It's a good time to receive that little thing, as the Bahamians say.
In news from the crime beat, police have launched an investigation into a late-night stabbing in Coral Gardens that left a man hospitalized and led to the swift arrest of a female suspect. According to initial reports, around 10:30 p.m. on Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025, a woman contacted police to report that a man had been stabbed at a residence in the Coral Gardens area. Officers responded promptly to the scene, and shortly thereafter, a 32-year-old woman was taken into custody in connection with the incident. Police have not yet released further details regarding the circumstances surrounding the stabbing or the condition of the victim. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Criminal Investigations Department. Anonymous tips can also be submitted through Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. That is 328-8477.
And still to come.
In a boost for the local economy, MSC Cruises' Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve is now welcoming Biminites, vendors, and entrepreneurs. That story, sports, and more when we come back.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, Junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Welcome back. In a major boost for the local economy, MSC Cruises' Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve is now opening its doors to Biminite vendors and entrepreneurs. The cruise line has announced new opportunities for locally owned businesses to operate directly on the exclusive private island, offering everything from authentic Bahamian crafts and cultural experiences. Shalia Roll has the details in this report.
A sea of opportunity is on the horizon for local entrepreneurs as MSC Cruises invites Biminite business owners to step ashore at Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve for an exclusive tour of the private island. This initiative marking a significant step towards deepening community partnerships and ensuring that Bimini residents benefit directly from growing cruise tourism industry.
From Bimini, I firsthand know the talent and the creativity our community has. Having the vendors on the quay will give the guests a great, authentic experience. Whilst benefiting from the tourism, it will flow back into the community.
Ocean Key is expected to host 20 vendors across 10 stalls, 2 vendors per stall, as part of the partnership with the Ministry of Tourism. Operations Manager Chuck Weish says that the initiative not only provides space for small businesses, but also gives vendors the chance to showcase authentic Bahamian talent to visitors.
I hope the vendors not only see an opportunity to sell products, but an opportunity to showcase who we are as a people. If the vendors see ownership and pride of what we're doing at Ocean Key, then we're heading in the right direction.
Local vendors say that they are excited by the opportunity, calling it a long-awaited chance to bring true Bahamian culture to thousands of visitors who pass through Ocean Key each week. Many see it as more than just a business venture. It's a way to share their heritage, support their families, and strengthen the connection between Bimini.
A few years ago that Ocean Key had opened up, MSC, and so vendors were there before and they had closed down, I think, after the pandemic and all of that. Now they decided to open up again, and so it's a good initiative. We have new entrepreneurs. We want to empower the young people, and so they are excited to have their own businesses, and so we're glad that Ocean Key have opened back up to us where we could go down and be a part of the straw market down there in Ocean Key.
Officials say while vendors won't be fully in place until the new year, getting the ball rolling now ensures a smooth transition and a stronger start for Ocean Key. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay Philippe is up next with sports, but first, here's a check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
This September is a September to remember at Conrad Bahamas. Get 30% off all windows and doors all month long. We carry Hurricane Impact sliding windows and doors, Hurricane Impact casement windows and doors, as well as PVC windows and doors. Whether you're upgrading for style or preparing for hurricane season, now is the perfect time to save. Visit us today and take advantage of our biggest savings of the season, only at Conrad Bahamas, exclusively at our locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera. Conrad Bahamas. Dream, design, deliver.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose, crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products to bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody
does it
better.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Sting Junkanoo Group is celebrating 25 years of music, and you're invited to the greatest show ever. Counting down the years, performing hit song after hit songs. BVS, Colin McDonald, KB, Dyson Knight, and D-Mark. Saturday, November 1st at the Farm Marshall Road, 8 p.m. until. Tickets can be purchased online at www.bahamasettickets.com for your skybox or to be a food vendor. Call 424-6433, 477-0191. Sponsored by ZNS, Island Luck TV, The Farm, Gatorade Today & Co. Limited, Crystal Minute, and Associates.
Hey y'all, what you doing? I'm reading an iBox book from the library. And I'm reading a Vox book. What? An iBox book is a storybook that moves with you. And a Vox book is a book that reads along with you. Ooh, let me see.
The Sir Charles Haywood Library introduces Vox and iBox reading books, a brand new collection of interactive reading technology, the first of their kind in the Bahamas for children. But wait, there's more. We're also introducing Overdrive, our digital library, where you can find books for teens, young adults, and the young at heart, with over 4,000 magazines for people of all ages and interests. Come on, bring your entire family. Swing by and give them a try. They're all available at the Sir Charles Haywood Library.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top and Sports High School Volleyball regular season kicked off for the girls on Tuesday with 4 games on schedule at St. George's Gym. In the opening game, Sister Mary Patricia Russell Jr. upset BMES Lady Warriors in 2 straight sets, 17-13 and 17-15 to start the regular season in the win column under their new head coach.
I am so proud of this group of girls. We come out every day and we practice every lunchtime, after school, who can make it, we pull together. They are so encouraging. It's about the team coming together and just being the best that we can be in every sport, but specifically volleyball right now. I'm excited for the season. This is my first time back in Grand Bahama. My team is going to do well. I'm really, really proud of this team, really proud of the organization for putting this on.
I felt amazing. I was determined to know that we was going to try and push our hardest from practicing. I'm glad that we made the mistakes that we normally have during practice and was able to win the game.
Now, in the other junior girls game, Sanan won against LIS in 2 straight sets, 17-13 and 17-15. However, the Stingers would go on to lose in senior girls play to LIS in 3 sets, 19-15, 17-19, and 15-17. In the other senior girls game, St. George's took down BMES 19-15 and 19-12. And last in sports, Franco Miller Jr. recently took part in the NBA G League tryouts for Santa Cruz, which is the G League affiliate of the Golden State Warriors. Franco's coming off a breakout tournament with the Bahamas national team this summer at the FIBA America Cup in Nicaragua, where he was second in points for the entire tournament, averaging 22.7 points per game with 3 rebounds and 5 assists, which was 9th overall for all players in the tournament. Ladies and gents, that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Doctors Hospital's reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations in Freeport and 8 Mile Rock, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
What is you doing on this tablet? It ain't upside down again.
Y'all know. Y'all think I don't know how to use a tablet, eh? Well, you're shame. Y'all, I've been down to the Sir Charles Haywood Library today. And guess what? They tell me all about their new digital library system. Y'all, I call Overdrive. And listen, it come with my membership. Man, I tell you, all kind of trending and up-to-date books and thousands, I mean thousands of magazines, all at my fingertip.
Ooh, let me see.
See what? No, sir. This for members only. Go get your own membership.
The Sir Charles Haywood Library introduces Vox and iVox reading books, a brand new collection of interactive reading technology, the first of their kind in the Bahamas for children. But wait, there's more. We're also introducing Overdrive, our digital library, where you can find books for teens, young adults, and the young at heart, with over 4,000 magazines for people of all ages and interests. Come on, bring your entire family. Swing by and give them a try. They're all available at the Sir Charles Haywood Library.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
In 1953, the United States began using a female name for storms. And by 1978, both male and female names were used to identify northern Pacific storms. This was then adopted in 1979 for storms in the Atlantic Basin. The National Hurricane Center does not control the naming of tropical storms. Instead, there is a strict procedure established by the World's Meteorological Organization for Atlantic hurricanes. There is a list of male and female names which are used on a 6-year rotation. The only time that there is a change is if the storm is so deadly or costly that the future use of its name on a different storm would be inappropriate. These are the names of the storms for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, Aaron, Ferdinand, Gabrielle, Umberto, Imelda, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, Van, Wendy. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the government prepares and residents urged to do likewise for possible tropical storm impacts. Also, reaction tonight to the jump in unemployment. And with or without sponsorship, count the Valley Boys in come the big showdown on Bay. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Twin tropical systems promising big impact, and that's exactly why meteorologists are keeping a keen eye on both of them. What we can tell you is that the first system could be in the vicinity of the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands by the weekend. Now, for more on what we can expect and when, we're joined tonight by Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil?
Hi, Makisha. Well, the first of those twin systems formed this afternoon, so we now have the 8th named storm of the season. It's called Humberto, and that developed some 550 miles to the east-northeast of the northern Leeward Islands. Humberto is moving towards the west-northwest at about 15 miles per hour. Will shift more towards the northwest in time, but on the forecast track, that's going to keep it well to the east of the Bahamas, so no problem there for us with respect to Humberto. However, the area that everybody's concerned with is this tropical wave, which is presently near Puerto Rico. This is moving towards the west and will surely shift towards the northwest in time as well. Getting into the southeast Bahamas by Friday, that is when we will see an increase in shower activity over the Turks and Caicos Islands, the southeast Bahamas on Friday. And then later on over the weekend, by Saturday, an area of low pressure is anticipated to form over the southeast Bahamas, but our steering currents all suggest that area of low pressure will eventually move towards the north and eventually towards the northeast, so that should keep it away from the northwest Bahamas where we are. But nevertheless, our showers will be spreading into the northwest Bahamas on Saturday, but the heavier showers will remain in the central and southeastern parts of the country. So that is how things are unfolding now with this system, possibly a tropical depression developing. But another model that we looked at suggests that Humberto will eventually absorb this system by Monday of next week, and that will certainly keep it away from the islands. Makisha.
Thanks, Basil. You can expect to hear more from Basil in Access Now and, of course, in our 11 p.m. newscast. Meantime, the Disaster Risk Management Authority also taking no chances. Our Altavis Munnings joins us live in studio with the DRMA's plans and what precautions they're advising you to take.
Good evening to you. Now, that special weather statement indicated that the Disaster Risk Management Authority and its affiliates are preparing for potential activation, and they're urging residents to ready their homes, families, and businesses for possible tropical storm impacts. The DRMA confirmed that Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, was briefed on tropical disturbance AL94 at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and the Prime Minister has instructed the Ministry of Works to prepare assets to manage potential flooding, which is expected to be the primary risk for this system. Now, the National Disaster Operations Committee and Family Island administrators have all been placed on alert for potential activation of the National Disaster Emergency Operations Center and the Family Island Incident Command Centers of the potentially impacted islands. Residents in the southern Bahamas encompassing Inagua, Mayaguana, Acklins, Crooked Island, Long Key, Ragged Island, as well as the Turks and Caicos Islands are urged to begin preparations right now for possible tropical storm or tropical depression conditions. Heavy rainfall is expected with 2 to 4 inches, and isolated totals up to 6 inches is anticipated. The Disaster Risk Management Authority encourages residents to limit time outdoors and in transit during heavy rainfall, protect their homes and secure property, and move vehicles to higher ground and protected cover where possible. You're also encouraged to identify your nearest shelters and finalize family emergency plans. Prepare disaster kits, including drinking water, medications, flashlights, and essential documents, all put in waterproof containers. The Disaster Risk Management Authority implores residents in the northern, northwest, and central islands to pay close attention to all communication on this system's development. And to our viewers, please stay tuned right here to the ZNS network for the latest alerts on this weather system. Reporting in studio for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Altaviz. Also making news tonight, newly released labor figures show a staggering 30,000 people are unemployed in this country, pushing the jobless rate as of January of this year to 10.8%. Now, these figures are also providing a closer look at how employment among the sexes and the educated versus those less qualified is stacking up. Corval Pyfram takes it from here.
The figures released by the Bahamas National Statistical Institute about the country's unemployment as of the start of 2025 was sobering. The breakdown of these figures by education and gender equally stunning. Overall, men still account for a higher percentage of employed persons in the labor force. However, the data show within the largest occupation group, service workers and shop market sales, an area that accounts for more than a quarter of the total employed population at nearly 58,000 employed individuals, females outnumbered males. Female employment was also higher in other occupational groups: professionals, science and engineering professionals, legislators, and senior officials and clerks. In all other areas in that group, the number of males employed was significantly higher than the number of employed females. Among the industrial groups, female employment was higher in hotels and restaurants, financing, insurance, real estate, as well as community, social, and personal services, while male employment stood higher in areas like wholesale and retail, construction, manufacturing, mining, electricity, gas and water, and agriculture. When it comes to qualifications, the proportion of women with a college or post-secondary level degree far outnumbers men by nearly 2 to 1. Conversely, a larger proportion of men at 28% than women at 17% had no qualifications at all. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfram.
Well, a former Bahamas Chamber of Commerce chairman and a prominent accountant is tonight reacting to the latest unemployment figures, giving his assessment of what it all means for the Bahamas. Tonight, we hear from our Cleopatra Murphy on the issue.
Are we comparing apples to apples or oranges to oranges? That question being asked by CEO of Fidelity Bank and Trust, Gowan Bowe. The country's latest labor force survey for the first quarter of the year pegs national unemployment squarely at 10.8%, an increase from the much-touted 8.7% reported for the first half of 2024, praised as the lowest since 2008. However, with the rise of joblessness, Bowe says the Department of Labor and the Bahamas National Statistical Institute owe the public a greater explanation of the figures.
Before there's any, what I'm going to call overreaction to good or bad news, there needs to be a very clear articulation as to whether or not there were changes in methodology. There needs to be a very clear articulation in terms of the quality of data and whether, the previously reported information was without the best data or whether the current information is with some data limitations.
Still, Bowe finds the uptick in unemployment surprising, as he says despite projects like Sandals in Exuma, Beach Towers at Atlantis, and other properties in the capital under renovation and the like, there has been no major closures to account for such a change. On Grand Bahama, where unemployment previously stood at 10.4%, that has jumped to 12.8%. An island's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, recently projected had the lowest unemployment in the country.
General sentiment has been there are a number of projects that have come on stream in Grand Bahama, the Carnival, Disney, and Eleuthera. We've seen a number of signings for properties in Abaco and Boutique Resort, a number of initiatives in New Providence with the Royal Beach Club, etc. So, the general mood has been there is increased activity and employment.
Bo says, not to be discounted, high school students graduate annually, also adding to the workforce. He adds that politicians, both in government and opposition, are also too quick to praise or discount numbers.
Our political leaders need to know that they're dealing with the lives of real individuals, and so we have to be careful about the words we use and be more deliberate in terms of having an analysis, and let's be clear that we understand what the general trend is taking place in terms of employment opportunities and persons seeking employment.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Now, Labour and Public Service Minister, the Honourable Pio Gloverole, also weighing in on the jump in unemployment numbers, citing that the survey conducted between January and March of this year took place during cyclical contractions due to seasonal layoffs coupled with wider trends in construction and tourism industries.
Labour force participation had actually increased from 74.8% in late 2024 to 76% in early 2025. So it's not, we're finding that it's not simply that jobs are unavailable. Hundreds of openings exist right in our Department of Labor database that we have simply been unable to fill. So the real challenge lies in building and aligning the skills of our workforce or the citizens that are job seekers with the opportunities that are on offer. And that's why our administration has been very proactive in investing in training and investing in new programs and initiatives such as apprenticeships and new pathways to ensure that Bahamians are ready for the jobs of today and the jobs that are emerging.
In other news, Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honourable Fred Mitchell, is balancing a busy schedule at the United Nations General Assembly. Though accompanying Prime Minister, the Honourable Philip Davis, to several meetings, Minister Mitchell also signed a memorandum of understanding with the Migrant Secretary of the Philippines and bilateral agreements with Djibouti and Palau. He also attended the Commonwealth Foreign Affairs Ministers meeting and the annual CARICOM Council for Foreign and Community Relations meeting, better known as COFCOR. Minister Mitchell shared with our news team that climate change and Haiti's ongoing instability dominated COFCOR's agenda.
There's a resolution coming up in the Security Council shortly at the United Nations to convert the present force, which is a policing action headed by the Kenyans, to convert that into a gang suppression force. This is the idea of the Americans jointly with Panama, and we think it's a good idea. We're going to be supporting it, and we hope that and encourage our friends, the Chinese, not to oppose it. And we are also saying to the Russians that they should not oppose it as well. And oppose it as well, because and they're important because they are part of the P5 and they can veto any action. This, we think, will give the muscle for the policing action or for the military to go in and actually suppress the gangs. And so this is an important initiative, and we're looking forward to that passing in the Security Council. And COFCOR has given its full support to this initiative.
Coming up, local pharmacists reject the link between Tylenol and autism. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, Junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The last eclipse of our galaxy. Scientists are gathered here today to witness this extraordinary event. Simply marvelous, extraordinary, unforgettable, one of a kind. Oh man, that's amazing.
You can't ignore the craving that makes everything crunch. The new crispy barbecue bacon sandwich with barbecue sauce, cheddar, bacon, crispy onions, and an extra large chicken fillet. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Hello. Bonjour. Hola. Hello. Ciao.
No matter where your passport takes you, BTC roaming keeps you effortlessly connected. Enjoy seamless calls, lightning-fast data, and affordable roaming across the globe. No SIM swaps, no stress. Just one network, working everywhere. So go ahead. explore the world, and still be just a call away from home.
Sting Junkanoo Group is celebrating 25 years of music, and you're invited to the greatest show ever. Counting down the years, performing hit song after hit songs. BVS, Colin McDonald, KB, Dyson Knight, and D-Mark. Saturday, November 1st at the Farm Marshall Road, 8 p.m. until. Tickets can be purchased online at www.bahamasettickets.com. For your skybox or to be a food vendor, call 424-6433, 477-0191. Sponsored by ZNS, Island Luck TV, The Farm, Gatorade Today & Co. Limited, Crystal Minute, and Associates.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
You're looking at a shot there of a charter boat cruising the waters off New Providence. That shot courtesy of our drone pilot, Kyson Miller. Welcome back. Many, if not all of us, are familiar with Tylenol, the headache and pain reliever introduced way back in the 1950s. The first case of autism, however, was diagnosed in 1911. That, according to President of the Bahamas Pharmaceutical Association, who tonight points to flawed studies that he says pokes holes into a recent correlation between the two. Cleopatra Murphy has the details.
Causation and correlation are two different things.
President of the Bahamas Pharmaceutical Association, Dr. Marvin Smith, is dismissing the Trump administration's suggestion of a link between the use of Tylenol or acetaminophen and autism, insisting officials still don't know what causes autism. He takes issue with the study used to support the position.
That study came off of another study that was done with about 150 kids, a small study. But what they realized was that if you use Tylenol for more than four consecutive weeks, they thought that that would be a risk factor. Well, here's the thing. Tylenol is not made to be used for 4 consecutive weeks.
Dr. Smith believes there needs to be more studies tracking pregnant women prior to giving birth, adamant that Tylenol is safe based on years of studies. He urges expectant mothers to speak with their doctor before ditching Tylenol, the only drug deemed safe for pregnant women combating pain or fighting fevers.
In pregnancy, treating fever is critical. All right, you do not want to be a febrile, that's what we call a febrile pregnant patient. All right, that directly impacts the fetus within the womb. So you want to make sure that you anytime you get a fever, yes, you want to treat that. That's not something you want to carry on for a couple of days.
Medical experts predict untreated fevers could lead to miscarriages, birth defects, and high blood pressure. Gowan Bowe, the parent of an autistic child, also finds the Trump administration's assessment troubling.
It's very disingenuous and very dangerous to sort of suggest that, there is what I'm going to call such a direct and strong correlation with what has up to this point in time been a very harmless sort of over-the-counter medication used for pain relief, etc.
Bowe says medical professionals globally have largely dismissed the claims, while for the FDA's part, it says while studies have hinted at an association, a causal relationship has not been established. The Public Hospitals Authority confirming they have not received any recalls or official directives from manufacturers or vendors regarding Tylenol, despite remarks made this week by the U.S. President. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
We turn our attention now to crime news, where the gunman behind Tuesday's brazen shooting in the area of St. James and Camp Roads now have 2 homicides hanging over their heads after police confirmed last evening that a second victim had died. As we reported last evening, multiple people were shot during the incident, a 23-year-old, a 54-year-old, and a 72-year-old. Now, according to police, the men were at the rear of a home in the area of St. James and Camp Roads when a white Japanese vehicle pulled up and 3 masked gunmen jumped out and opened fire. One of the victims was struck in the lower back, another in the head, and the third in the upper extremities. One of the victims died on the scene while the other 2 were rushed to hospital. Unfortunately, one of them died soon after. Well, as investigations into Tuesday's double slaying intensify, National Security Minister the Honourable Wayne Munro, also Member of Parliament for Freetown, condemned the act as animalistic behaviour. And to those hell-bent on harbouring criminals, Minister Munro reiterated this warning.
The Bible says if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Somebody may come for them, and then you can be caught up in the whole process. So it's important that if persons know that somebody is involved in this sort of activity, that somebody has firearms, to let the police know, pass the information. You can do it anonymously. You can do it through Crime Stoppers. You can do it at urban renewal offices. You can go into a police station. You can speak to a policeman that you know to pass the information. But it's not acceptable anymore because you have to be animalistic to think like that. This isn't anybody stealing money to live because you're hungry. There is no reason for it, and there is nothing that can justify it.
And speaking of investigations, 3 women were taken to hospital just this morning, suffering from what's believed to be gas inhalation after reportedly preparing breakfast at a Farrington Road ice cream store. ZNS News spoke to an eyewitness who says when he arrived on the scene, the women were sprawled out on the ground outside the premises and an ambulance was on the scene. The landlord for the facility telling us police were there but refuted social media reports of a gas leak. Instead, he says the women, who were told not to cook in the ice cream shop, had been using portable gas burners at the time, and it appears to have backfired. He says it is an unfortunate situation and that they did not follow procedure. A disappointing finish to last year's parades for the world-famous Valley Boys, but the group's confident of a victory this time around. Addressing the media during the group's general meeting at Faith United Baptist Church Hall last evening, Chairman Brian Adderley again made it clear that there's only one Valley Boys and that despite what the group has endured over the past 2 years, they will compete on Bay with or without sponsorship and seed funding.
The only purpose of the meeting was to confirm that the Valley Boys would receive seed funding, despite the fact that the matter was in court. And we also took the opportunity to find out the status of our seed funding from last year, which we didn't get. If you would recall, we attended the seed funding presentation last year. And when it was time for us to be awarded, the minister said he was unable to do so because of a pending court matter. Now, this year the matter is still in court, so why is it that a non-Junkanoo group is getting seed funding and an established group since 1958 with the winningest record in Junkanoo is not getting seed funding and the matter is still in court?
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive Fiber services when you port your landline.
Get this straight to our new sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, ASAP.
New sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, quick.
New sales and marketing office in Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor, on my way.
Sales and Marketing Office, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor.
You could have caught a ride with me. We're only a block away from ZNS.
ZNS Sales and Marketing has moved to the 5th floor, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West. For more information, call 502-3800.
Where you grabbing
all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all the large one-topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, but.
I need the $10 special plate.
How many of them would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store, book an amount, and begin fueling.
Across the nation. Access now. What's up? And I'm looking.
If I knew I was going to be
From studio with no lies told tonight.
Diet-friendly special.
Are you a talented musician ready to take your passion to the next level? Then the Bahamas National Youth Choir is the place to be. Auditions are now open for the month of September to persons ages 15 to 25 years old. We offer two exciting options. Concert choir for those who enjoy classical and traditional music, and show choir for those who want to perform in a more theatrical setting. Don't miss your chance to be a part of an incredible musical journey. To set up your audition appointment, email us at bnycsecretary@gmail.com. Let your voice be heard with the Bahamas National Youth Choir.
Let's go.
At Frame Studio, as soon as you enter the door, we showcase any individual that comes in there and make it feel like they are at home. The space itself is 1,800 square foot. Our side wall, which is industry standard also, is 24 feet wide. You can do anything that you can possibly think of. At Frame Studio, under our theme, Now Create More, we look at Frame Studio as a canvas. And any artist knows a canvas is blank, and then you create whatever you want to do, right? So we have where you could rent tools. We even have workstations that people could rent out. To anyone inspiring to do what I've done, or what my colleagues have done, or any other journey, I would say to you, don't be afraid. The worst someone can actually tell you is no. So if you have a vision, you have an idea, not everyone will get it. But if you believe in your vision, you believe in your idea, I say go wholeheartedly at it.
For more information about the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative and the Crafting the Bahamas workshops, email info@sbdcbahamas.com or call us at 461-7232.
Well, come Thursday, the Ministry of Economic Affairs Digital Transformation Unit will officially launch DigiLearn Bahamas, an IDB-funded program delivered in partnership with the Ministry of Education, UB, and BTVI. The launch, under the theme Empowering Bahamians to Learn, Earn, and Grow to Build a Strong Digital Society, will be streamed live on the DigiLearn Bahamas Facebook page at 10 a.m.
DigiLearn Bahamas stands as an investment in our people, our country, and our shared future as we work to build a strong digital society.
This program offers opportunity for young Bahamians looking to expand their career prospects, public and private sector professionals seeking to upskill, entrepreneurs advancing their businesses, and senior citizens hoping to gain confidence in a digital age.
That does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
At the 70th meeting of the United Nations World Tourism Organization's Regional Commission for the Americas in Lima, Peru, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, highlighted the achievements made for the Bahamas on the world stage.
We launched for the first time in the Caribbean.
partnership with UNWTO on a sustainable island challenge, a challenge that put the best minds of the Bahamas on the global platform in terms of protection of the environment, sustainable tourism, and growing entrepreneurship. This challenge over the course of the next several months will hopefully result in significant investments and partnerships in new ideas, new innovative ideas in oceans conservation, climate mitigation, and sustainable tourism, and of course in tech tourism.
Executive Director of UN Tourism, Natalia Bayona, spoke to the focus of the UN Challenge in bringing more sustainability to the Caribbean.
Today, as we know, the most important challenge that islands have is related to sustainability, green tech, and of course, to empower local communities to develop tourism in a responsible and of course, in a very strong way to create economic growth. We are going to launch this challenge with the support of the Deputy Prime Minister and of course the Minister of Tourism to bring the top innovators in October that will showcase their solutions and that will inspire us to scale them to other islands all around this region.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Crystal clear waters, endless pink sand beaches, and the heartbeat of Bahamian culture. This October, all eyes will turn to beautiful Harbor Island as the sail rides for the North Eleuthera Regatta. And when it comes to covering the excitement, no other station captures it better than ZNS.
The North Eleuthera Regatta, yes, it's back after some years.
Make plans to be there October 8th through the 13th. The North Eleuthera Regatta under the theme, Regatta, the return, then and now.
Harding University continuing its recruitment drive. Stay close for that.
And free prostate screenings at the South Beach Clinic.
Plus, we remember gospel artist Clifford Big Bruh Riley.
And coming up in sports, Jazz and Yankees walk it off into the postseason.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Oscar Wilde says, be yourself, everyone else is already taken. With that said, good evening, I'm Royston Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Now, little birdie told me that today is a very special day, Marlena. Maybe you want to share some of that good news?
Yes, of course, Royston. Today is our Travis Seymour's birthday. Happiest of birthdays to our all-around production guy. And may your troubles be like a grandfather's teeth, few and far apart.
I'll take a pause on that one. I think we're all getting a little long in the tooth. But happy birthday, Travis. And with that said, let's dive right into the news. Their week-long local high school tour has come to an end, but Harding University will hopefully be home to an influx of Bahamian students in the coming year. Tonight, Amaya Moss tells us what high schoolers said about their visit and why they don't take opportunities like this one for granted.
Some 350 C.V. Bethel Senior High School 12th graders' educational prospects have become much more interesting.
I intend to travel abroad to further my education.
And since a visit from the team at Harding University in Arkansas, C.V. Bethel Senior Andrew Johnson is more optimistic.
I'm very informed, much more eyes open to see what I need to put forward and see what I need to get so I can obtain the scholarships.
The same opportunity presented to some of the students at Temple Christian High School.
I want to become an entrepreneur. I want to have my own business, maybe a clothing brand or a shoe brand because I'm in the track and field. So I hope one day I could be able to do that.
Though in different ways, Jasmine Thompson and classmate Delvon Barton have big dreams they want to accomplish, and the Harding University team is convinced they can help them get there.
They have students from all around the world, and also they're a Christian college, which is also great.
They are just so impressed that
they making special trips to recruit more Bahamian students, but one of my mandate was to seek scholarship opportunities for students who want to go off. They meet the grade, but not able to afford to go off.
These are 2 of the 10 high schools Harding University visited last week. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Love seeing that next generation get inspired. Thanks, Amaya. Well, hundreds of Bahamian men took full advantage of several free prostate screenings offered at the South Beach Clinic by the Us Too Prostate Cancer Support Group on Tuesday. Its goal is to encourage early detection in men between the ages of 40 to 70. 9-year prostate cancer survivor and Us Too member Sherlyn Hall says he's pleased with the amount of Bahamian men now putting their health first.
Our first night at Elizabeth Statesby processed 134 men. Tonight we are up to 111. I think Flamingo Guard we had 109, so we're doing quite well. And again, our last one will be on Thursday.
Consultant urologist Dr. Robin Roberts says getting tested early saves lives.
Fortunately, because of the nature of the prostate, by the time you recognize that you have a cancer, it's too late. It's being advanced about 8 years. So we try to get the men to do that early detection of the cancer if it's there, and that is to get your blood test every year. We call it PSA, the prostate-specific antigen, the chemical that's made by the prostate. And when there's a cancer, it rises. And then secondly, we also expect that they should have what we call the digital rectal examination.
So glad to hear so many men are stepping forward for early screening. Family and friends are coming together to honor the life of the late gospel artist Clifford Big Bro Riley. Diane Dorsett has more on how gospel artists intend to carry on his legacy.
In January of this year, I had an American president of a university came here, and her dream was always to come to the Bahamas. So on January 4th, there was only one artist I could have called to help her see her dream come true, and that was Big Bro.
That was earlier this year when Pastor Clinton Minnis needed someone with true gospel spirit. Clifford Big Bro Riley, known for his powerful lyrics, carried a message of faith and inspiration that touched many. For Cliff's family, they haven't just lost an artist. His brother, Mario Riley.
Cliff was a fun-loving guy. He was more than a brother to me. He was like my father. He was the only father I know because my dad wasn't there. And he even did a song about it, Blind No More, about talking about our father and the struggle that we went through and everything.
The memorial concert features local gospel artists and choirs all performing to celebrate Cliff's legacy. Guests can look forward to a night of worship and special tributes. Beyond the music, though, DJ Godson, one of the organizers, says the concert is also about helping Cliff's 10 and 15-year-old daughters.
That was his pride and joy. He always talked about his daughters. So we want to just be a blessing to them. However it can help, we want to help. We don't need to get into details of what it needs to help. We want to help them. He's not here to do it. And us as his friends, as his family, we want to make sure that he is able to still be a blessing to his children when even though he's gone. That's one of his dreams. And so, yes, he had a dream, and we're going to make sure that this dream comes true.
The concert is this Sunday at 6 p.m. at Bahamas Faith Ministries. Entry is free, but a donation will be taken for the family of this gentle giant. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorsett.
And my dreams will come true. Only if I put my trust and my focus is on you.
An incredible artist who's gone but not forgotten. Thanks, Diane. Still to come, Rashawn Bowe joins us tonight in studio with Litables. Can't wait for that. And our weatherman, Basil Dean, is lit with the forecast on the other side of the break. So stay close.
You can't help but smile when you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Country Bond Ketchup, 24 ounces, $1.89. Rainbow Mackerel, 15 ounces, $1.25. Fresh tomatoes, $1.89 per pound. Sweet tangerines, 2 for 99 cents. Fresh ground beef, $4.99 per pound. Which location you choose to save at is up to you, but you can save at any Super Value or Quality Supermarkets.
It's Bahamas
Bahamas' biggest night this November 1st. Join Alliance Promotions, YBE Promotions, Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, and Bahamas Air as they present the Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series at the National Stadium Ground, performing for the first time. Tyrese comes to Bahamas to deliver an unforgettable performance. Also performing R&B sensation Uncle Sam. Get ready for Deborah Cox. The Fall in Love 90s R&B Concert Series, Saturday, November 1st at the National Stadium Ground. Nassau. Tyrese, Uncle Sam, and Deborah Cox. Advance tickets are available now at all Cash and Go locations. Or log on to cashandgobahamas.com. For info, call 242-427-8111 or call 242-357-0116. Be there.
Access weather forecast, and we have a lot to talk about in the tropics. We have Tropical Storm Humberto, the 8th named storm for the season, forming the central Atlantic this afternoon. It's packing winds of about 40 miles per hour, and the forecast track is going to keep it towards the west-northwest right now. It's moving west-northwest at 15 miles per hour. A further shift towards the northwest will take place over the next couple of days, and that track will keep it well to the east of the Bahamas, so no problem as it relates to Tropical Storm Humberto. And then everybody is talking about this tropical wave. While it's near Puerto Rico, it's generating some disorganized showers and thunderstorms, some of which are heavy at times, but it's going to move over Puerto Rico tonight and eventually over Hispaniola, and that could have some effect on the development of this system. But once it reaches into the warm waters of the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands, and that will happen sometime on Friday, we expect an increase in shower activities beginning Friday in the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Those showers, too, will be heavy at times, resulting in flooding, particularly in low-lying areas. Now, as the system continues to trek towards the north, we're anticipating, and I mean it, computer models are all suggesting that an area of low pressure will form in the southeast Bahamas, trek towards the north for a bit of time, and eventually, as we go to our next slide, Humberto, by that time, a troughing out of that will absorb this tropical depression if it does make it the tropical depression status, and that will certainly keep it, again, away from the Bahamas. So rainfall will be the main feature of this system as it treks through the southeast Bahamas Friday through Saturday. And our live weather radar is showing lots of showers and thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas, and this pattern has been in place now for several days. That's associated with a troughing which has not moved, but we expect it to gradually slide towards the west over the next couple of days. But until then, we will continue to have pockets of showers and thunderstorms over the northwest parts of our country. Our boating forecast tonight through Thursday in the northwestern islands, light and variable winds once again, flat seas, but near those showers and thunderstorms, those winds will be locally heavy at times. Now, the high tide will take place at 10:16 tonight, with another high tide at 10:39 tomorrow morning. And for the central and southeastern parts of our country, also tonight through Thursday, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. As we take you into Friday, we're looking at southerly winds at 10 to 15 knots, so the winds will gradually start to pick up on Friday. Wave heights building 2 to 4 feet. High tide on Friday 11:18 in the morning, with the low tide at 5:44 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, again, you see that further increase. And as that tropical wave makes its way into southeast Bahamas, we'll see east to southeast winds 12 to 18 knots, very choppy seas at 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. So we start to put a caution flag in place for boaters in the central and southeastern islands on Friday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Come on! Hey, straight out the 339, you know. Watch this! I had this situation that yuck up my fixation, but just listen, there's a why. I was messing with this something, but she was somebody something. She wants to
For your international temperatures brought to you by Raw Star Shorts. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Royston and Melina.
Now, there are quite a few pockets of flooding out there, so be careful on the road. Thanks so much, Basil. As we said earlier tonight, it is Liddy night. I can't get tired of saying that. And we're here with Rashawn Bowe, joining us live in studio with Litables.
Definitely sounds interesting. Rashawn, welcome to Access Now.
Thanks so much, guys.
So before we get into all of this deliciousness, which I can't wait to get into, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So Litables, I've been doing this for the last 5 years. I actually started in 2020. When I first started off, I was making candied coated drinks, actually. Okay. So I was garnishing my drinks with candy. So for the last 2 years, that's when I really evolved into making the candied fruits, and they have been just a hit. So today I have for you guys my candied pineapples and my candied grapes, which are my top sellers. I sell all sorts of candied fruits, though. I do candied mangoes, candied peaches, blueberries, strawberries, but hey, let's focus on what we have in front of us, which I believe is, you know, a blast of fun. So which one would you guys like to...
First of all, I'm wondering, are they more on the sweet side, or are they like a little sour too?
A bit of everything, actually. So when you bite into it, it's going to be sweet. Then you're going to taste some sour.
Okay.
The fruit comes in and it gives it some, you know, such a neutral taste. So it's going to be delicious. I just can't wait till you guys taste it and give me your reaction.
These are the grape ones here?
These are the grapes and these are the pineapples.
Pineapple.
I'm going to jump in with a grape.
No problem.
I think I might dig in one of these grapes, the purple grapes as well.
Yeah.
So what is it, in terms of one, a fan favorite? What's a fan favorite for people out there, and what makes it Litable? Is it the candy? Is it the well, I'm seeing some sort of like sparkling dust on it too.
Yes, so yes, we also coat them with candy as well. It's just a complete candy concoction. But what makes it Litable is, I guess, is the fun, bright colors. It just makes everybody happy. It's fun for every single one.
I'm very happy right now.
I'm just about to start my food dance.
It's fun for the kids, for the parents, so that's what makes it Litable.
I want this in the movie theater.
I would. Great.
That's
Actually, I have a few customers. They're like, yeah, I'm getting some for my movies. I'm getting some to watch my series tonight. So yeah, it is a good, you know, what do you call it? Series time food?
Like movies. Oh, like binge watch.
Binge watch food. Definitely.
Oh, for sure.
I love frozen food, and I think the addition of that sweetness with a little bit of crunch in it is really good.
Any sour?
Feeling now.
I was just about to say, I do get a little bit of the sour. That's what made me think of like watching a movie with it, where you have that little bit of both. Because I love that moment when you have like a sour candy and your jaw just kind of locks. I'm like, yes, give me the sour. And this is the perfect blend. And I'm a huge grape fan.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Well, feel free to take one home if you need to.
Yeah, I might need to.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you. I need to. I might have something to watch, you know.
I'm curious how you came up with the concept then.
I had seen them trending a lot on TikTok maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, and I could just remember looking at them and being like, I want to do that, but I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. And I just kept trying my hand day after day for months. I just continued to perfect this. Even sometimes I look back at candy that I made 2 years ago and I still can't believe that.
Wow.
I was so good then and still pretty good now.
These are original creations for you then.
Definitely.
That's the epitome of Bahamian entrepreneurship.
Awesome, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So without giving away your secrets, what's the process like for making these?
It takes days, honestly, but it's always worth it in the end. So what we do, we make a homemade candy mix, and then we dip the fruits inside of them. So different fruits have different preparation methods, but as for the most part, I find that the pineapples and the grapes are pretty quick, and well, it's everyone's favorite. So these are my top and main sellers.
Wow.
So that's everyone's favorite, but what's your favorite?
My personal favorite would be candied blueberries, candied strawberries, or candied peaches.
Well, I love frozen blueberries to begin with, so candied blueberries must be amazing.
Delicious.
Do you customize the flavoring? So let's see, we have some sort of purple that's sweet.
Yeah, do they taste different with the different
Yes, they do. They're different flavors. The blue is always a top seller. People, they don't even know what the blue is. They're just like, can I have the blue?
Can I have the blue?
The blue candy's always the best.
Yes,
Like,
I feel like it's a safe love candy, right? But the blue is blue raspberry. We have some yellow here. This would be mango peach. And then we have this here. This one would be a strawberry flavor.
Okay.
I'll be digging a lot more.
Sure.
I know.
Wait till off camera so I can really...
Right? I know, because every time I pick something up, they zoom right in.
It'll be a bit messy.
The crunch in the microphone at the moment.
And we will get in trouble if we eat all of these before everyone else gets it. Because they promised the raid, and I believe the raid is definitely coming. Oh, so what's next? Do you plan on taking this a step further, or maybe putting the fruit back in the drink so you've got like a daiquiri with frozen candy?
That'd be great.
I don't know. You know, the thing about entrepreneurship, I find that every single day something just pops into my head and I keep going. So I am not sure, and I don't even really pressure myself to worry about what's
working.
next. Because but no, for some reason, it comes to me. It comes to me naturally. This is what you should do next. So even sometimes my customers give little suggestions, and it starts off small and then it grows into something big. So,
so how can someone get a hold of you to get some of these candies?
I advertise on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and WhatsApp, but you can reach out to me on WhatsApp. I sell every single weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can reach out to me, and my customers come and pick them up each and every weekend.
Each and every week. We got some loyal customers, and I see why. I see why. The next movie night, this will be the thing I'm bringing to the friend's house.
Each and every weekend.
If you haven't tried these, you absolutely need to try them. They're incredibly delicious.
For sure. Oh my goodness.
It's been absolutely, I'm going to say it again, lit having you on the show tonight. All right,
thanks so much for having me here. I appreciate it so much, and I hope you guys enjoy the treats.
Oh, I'm definitely stealing one of these for my binge session tonight. Like, it goes without saying that we want you back, for sure. Maybe we can get those like peaches. I'm just going to want to taste the whole menu. I'm greedy, as you've probably noticed at this point. But thank you so much for joining us on set tonight.
I appreciate it.
I can see Marlena's going to be enjoying her lit tonight. Well, let's see what's happening with sports and see what's on tap.
Jazz and the Yankees walk it off into the postseason. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, oh, everything is here.
Hello, bonjour, hola, hello, ciao.
No matter where your passport takes you, BTC roaming keeps you effortlessly connected. Enjoy seamless calls, lightning-fast data, and affordable roaming across the globe. No SIM swaps, no stress. Just one network, working everywhere. So go ahead, explore the world, and still be just a call away from home.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves, and how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
Welcome to your Wednesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. It was drama at Yankee Stadium on Tuesday night with Bahamian baseball superstar Jazz Chisholm Jr. and his New York Yankees facing the Chicago White Sox. One game away from clinching a playoff berth. Jose Calavero's RBI single with 2 out in the 9th inning scored Aaron Judge, and the Yankees rallied to beat the White Sox 3-2 on Tuesday night, securing their 8th playoff appearance in 9 seasons. With the win, the Yankees moved within a game of the AL East leading Toronto Blue Jays and reached the postseason for the 60th time in team history. It was New York's second victory in 61 games when trailing through 8 innings. Now, while Jazz finished 0-3 with a tough night, that would not stop him from celebrating his second straight postseason appearance.
It's great to play October baseball, but it means even more to go to the World Series. So right now it's just the first step, and we're ready to keep on going. I feel like we just got to keep on being resilient, keep on being together, and keep on passing the baton to the next guy.
Sailing news last night from the Royal Nassau Sailing Club. After accumulating the most points this year for their performance across several regattas, Shroud officially named the winner of the Goombay Punch Cup. The prize, which was launched in 2022, measures the performance of various sailing sloops across the Best of the Best Regatta, National Family Island Regatta, and the Long Island Regatta. Aside from bragging rights, the winning sloop is awarded a cash prize and a customary congratulations Goombay Punch 12-ounce can. We got up with crew members as well as the minister responsible for regattas, the Honorable Clay Sweeting.
We had a good regatta season and had good fun sailing out there.
And as each consecutive race came, we inched up further and further, finishing in a second-place win. And I think that's sort of the spirit of Shroud.
So this event tonight is really to show that during the next year, they have committed to support the E-Class vessel. Sugarloaf will be a part of that. And we look forward to see young persons to be included. So that's what's exciting about the E-Class Championship, because young people are a part of that. But civil society and Caribbean bottling company has done a wonderful job initiating the Goombay Cup. And tonight is evidence of that.
And as we look at your sports on this Wednesday, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
You can't help but smile when you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Country Bond Ketchup, 24 ounces, $1.89. Rainbow Mackerel, 15 ounces, $1.25. Fresh tomatoes, $1.89 per pound. Sweet tangerines, 2 for 99 cents. Fresh ground beef, $4.99 per pound. Which location you choose to save at is up to you, but you can save at any Super Value or Quality Supermarkets.
Welcome back. You're looking at a Kyson Miller courtesy shot of C.W. Saunders Baptist School. This school is located in eastern New Providence and was named after Reverend Charles W. Saunders, a prominent pastor, educator, and religious leader who founded the school, which was initially called Bahamas Baptist College. Well, it's time now to visit a family island. Let's go down to Long Island, land of the best steamed mutton ever. Let's go.
The absolute best steamed mutton and the best lobster bisque, I'll add to that as well. Well, good news for Long Island. The tractors are in place and land is being cleared for the expansion of Long Island's airport. A $20.8 million contract for the runway reconstruction. An expansion of Deadman's Key Airport was signed earlier this year with Bahamas Hot Mix. The renovation and reconstruction project will improve air access, allowing direct international flights and attracting more aviation and commerce to the island. Things are definitely looking up. Marlena?
Thanks, Royston. Well, China is a country rich in culture, and one Bahamian man living there gives us a taste of it. Let's check in with our Matea Cunningham with Let's Talk Socials.
And welcome back to Let's Talk Socials, where we dive into the conversations taking over your timeline. A social media user is trending after sharing what it was like living and working in China for 9 years. During his time there, he not only became fluent in Chinese Mandarin, but also got a first-hand look at the cultural differences compared to life in the Bahamas. He described China as extremely family-oriented, with a strong sense of community that shapes daily life. He pointed out that older people there are much more vibrant, often because they stay active through consistent physical upkeep and wellness practices. He also stressed how important togetherness is in the Chinese culture, saying it shows up in everything from meals shared at a large table to the way people value collectively living over being overly individualistic. For him, it was a complete shift from the slower, more relaxed island lifestyle, but also an eye-opening experience about how different cultures prioritize life. And of course, social media is eating it up, with some Bahamians saying they could never leave the island that long, while others, could you see yourself packing up for nearly a decade to live abroad? Or is island life way too good to give up? That's what's trending today. I'm Matea Cunningham, and this is Let's Talk Socials.
I don't know, I'd have to be coming back on a pretty regular basis. Like, I've lived abroad, but I gotta come home sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
I mean, island life is sweet, you know, but I spent half my life in the UK, but I can say nowhere is as good as the Bahamas. That's gonna do it for Access Now for tonight. Make sure to join us tomorrow night when we have a sit-down with Judge Carroll, who will tell us about the Elevate and Empower with Elegance conference.
And stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson, who is coming to us live from Long Island. Good night, everybody.
coming this fall.
She had brown hair. She didn't even have red hair. The contract signed does not indicate anywhere that I am in charge of her hair color.
More courtroom drama.
She rented the 60 chair covers from me.
The event was for my Grammy for her birthday. Yes. And my Grammy don't even know 65 people.
On Justice with Judge Carroll, Fridays at 8 p.m. Real cases, real judgment. Judge Carroll always gets it right.
The DRM Authority 2025 Official Hurricane Shelter List. Grand Bahama, Western District. Bethany Baptist Church, Hannah Hill. Church of God of Prophecy, Sea Grape. Central Zion Baptist Church, Pinedale. Church of God of Prophecy, Pinedale. Bethel Baptist Church, Pinedale. New Mount Olivet Baptist Church, Holmes's Rock. 8 Mile Rock Gymnasium, 8 Mile Rock. Grand Bahama Central District, Foster B. Pestina Hall, Christ the King Church Special Needs Shelter, East Atlantic Drive. Church of the Ascension, West Beach Drive and Arden Forest Road. Central Church of God, Coral Road. First Baptist Church, Columbus Drive. Shiloh Seventh-day Adventist Church, Sandcombe Road. Evangeline Jervis, Hurricane Shelter, Anita Doherty Drive, Beachway Drive, and Gambia Drive. Revelation Apostolic International Church, Jobson Avenue. New Life Worship Center, Coral Road. Calvary Temple Assembly of God, Clive Avenue. Bishop Michael Eldon School Auditorium, Anita Doherty Drive. Church of God of Prophecy Community at Heart, reserved for Aftermath, Coral Road. Maurice Moore Primary School, Torcross Road, and Sandcombe Drive. First Holiness Church of God, reserved for Aftermath, Young Husband Avenue. Miracle Revival Fellowship, reserved for Aftermath, Eleuthera Drive, Hawksbill. Sir Jack Hayward Junior High School, Settlers Way. St. George's High School Gymnasium, Sunset Highway.
We'll lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
Yo, it's Iman, the one and only, and I want you all to tune into Entertainment Fridays on Access Now every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Who knows? Your favorite Bahamian artist might end up showing their face. But you gotta watch to find out.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
In 1953, the United States began using a female name for storms. And by 1978, both male and female names were used to identify northern Pacific storms. This was then adopted in 1979 for storms in the Atlantic Basin. The National Hurricane Center does not control the naming of tropical storms. Instead, there is a strict procedure established by the World's Meteorological Organization for Atlantic hurricanes. There is a list of male and female names which are used on a 6-year rotation. The only time that there is a change is if the storm is so deadly or costly that the future use of its name on a different storm would be inappropriate. These are the names of the storms for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, Aaron, Fernand, Gabrielle, Umberto, Imelda, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, Van, Wendy, This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
At the Lyndon Bindling International Airport, I'm Corvell Pyfrom. This is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
Good evening and welcome to you from Clarencetown, Long Island. It is a place I'm told that's perhaps one of the best spots in the Bahamas. And if you don't think I'm telling you the truth, do y'all agree? Yeah. Listen, we have an absolute hall filled with Long Islanders. We have a hall filled with Long Islanders tonight. Some of the greatest Bahamians, I think, ever to live are from Long Island. And it's not, I'm just not just saying that because I'm from Long Island, but it's the truth. Long Islanders are some of the greatest Bahamians you'll ever know. And I'll tell you, the Small Business Development Center, I think, hit it big when they landed on Long Island. Because if anybody knows about business and how to run a successful business, is Long Islanders. They're resilient, they're smart, they know how to lead, and they got money. And so, no doubt, it makes for a winning formula. We're happy to bring to you this special edition of The Rundown from Long Island tonight as we talk about really the opportunities that are going to be available to the business community and to entrepreneurs and to people who want to be able to get involved in the success and the rebuilding and the bouncing back and the elevation and the coming back of Long Island. If you think Long Island is done, wrong synopsis. They're just getting started, and they're coming back from difficult times, but they're coming back stronger than before. We're talking development, right? Roads. Somebody say airport? Airport. Listen, let me pause on the airport bit for a second, right? Because, you know, I was trying to understand why my team had to come on a charter flight this evening while I came on Bahamas Air, and Bahamas Air had empty seats on the plane. So I'm trying to figure out why empty seats on the plane. They telling us ain't no more seats on the plane. And then I learned because of the airport and the runway, the plane can't come full of people because when it lands, you know, it's about weight and balance and the kind of runway it has to land on. And so they can't fill the seats on Long Island flights. And so I didn't understand that until I landed. When the plane hit the ground, I thought, I get it. Because, you know, nobody can land planes like Bahamas Air pilots, right? And even that was difficult. Because when she landed, I was trying to feel the road. But the runway just didn't seem to be there. And then she was going fast, and I was like, the runway ending. But it just tells you that Long Island needs to have an airport. And Long Island, I'm told, you're getting your airport, right? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And the Davis administration has gone on record saying they're going to make it happen. And I see Wells and his team here. Where they going? They were sitting there. They're right there. So they must even make sure it happened, you know. And the MP going to make sure it happened. He's probably out to the runway right now while he's here. But things are about to change for the island. The island needs improvement in roads, infrastructure. I understand the challenges they were having with BPL is past and it's gone. BPL says it's lights on now. Boy, Tony, I know what you can take to them today. But things are changing. Things are changing, and it's changing for the good. And I'm glad that throughout all of what Long Islanders have had to endure, they've remained good people. Not bitter, not mad, not bad, but they've remained focused, they've remained positive, and I believe that's why they've come to their time now where the best indeed is not yet to come. The best is indeed coming. The best indeed is happening, and I'm happy to hear that. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about that in a few minutes that we have. We have a wonderful panel of experts who can talk about the developments on Long Island. I mean, I couldn't even assemble this panel in Nassau. I mean, experts, and look like a lot of Long Island natives, because everybody live, well, except for Sam, everybody live. You know, Sam, you could be with me. We're from the deep south. The further south you go, Long Island, the darker the shade gets. So I'm at the end, Gordons and Mortimers, you see, so you don't get no darker than us. But I guess you all from up north, eh? Look at him quiet. Look at God, you're quiet, quiet. So, but nonetheless, they're experts who are here to help Long Islanders and help businesses. How many of you out there have business? All right, good. How many of you want to get into another business or increase your business or add to your business? I saw your hand went up quick. Yeah. And the opportunity is here, and that's what growth is all about in any country, and that's what Long Island is poised to do. It's poised to grow. And we're going to talk about that. We have a panel. Let me introduce who the panelists are, and then we're going to obviously take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to just let them go loose so you know exactly who they are. Of course, Executive Director of the Small Business Development Center, Samantha Roll, who's been doing a wonderful job taking this all around the country. See, people like to complain and say everything Nassau-centric. Well, she thought that wasn't the case. She's been going throughout the island. She has representatives in many of the islands, and they're making sure that Bahamians throughout the archipelago can benefit, and not just people in the capital. And she's been doing an excellent job in that, and I'm glad that she's here in Long Island. To make sure Long Island gets a piece of that pie, of course, is a woman who seems to always reinvent herself. Every time I come to Long Island, she's working in a different job. When I was here before, she was in PTC, and I came back and she was doing something else, and then she was USAID. And now she tells me, say she's advisor for SPDC. Boy, keep inventing yourself, Ramona. Ramona Taylor, who's responsible for local end. Then he's a vice president, private banking, and managing director in Finco, but he's not here in that capacity. He's the treasurer of this. Listen, I've never seen a more proud association in Long Island. There's association, right? They proud people. Mr. Dwight Burrows, it's good to have you on the show. Dwight keeps following me, you know. Every time I do my show, he keeps showing up wherever I do my show. I guess he's going to be sponsoring it next. Yeah, Dwight. Then, of course, the woman y'all want to talk to tonight, the CEO of Bahamas Power and Light. And she's a Long Island native, so y'all going easy on your people. Did we just go off the air? Are we still on? We're still on air. Okay, so I don't have to talk loud because I'm told we're still on the air. So the CEO of Bahamas Power and Light, Tony Seymour, is here. Oh my goodness. Tony's here, and we're going to talk about the fact that power cuts are a thing of the past. And then, of course, we have the group's chief executive officer for Fidelity Bank and Trust International Limited, Mr. Gowan Bowe, is here as well for us. And so we're happy that we have a great panel of experts. Great panel of experts. We're going to take your questions, take your comments, and talk about what's happening for the island of Long Island. And of course, our conversation will begin right after this break. You're watching The Rundown live from Clarencetown, Long Island. We're back after the break. Stay close.
Fashion was something that I've always loved. I always, as a child, loved to see women just impeccably dressed. But my thing was drawing the looks and mixing colors, and fashion was in my blood. My name is Dr. Jillian Curry Williams, and I'm the designer for Remilda Rose Designs. What sets me apart, that I pay attention to detail. Like, I have an eye for detail. I pay attention to the construction of my garment. I want to make sure that when my garment is completed, that you can wear that on the wrong side or the right side because it's impeccably made. I put my personality into my passion. Well, the fabric of hope was inspired by my father. My father had cancer, and I would go with him to treatments and seeing everybody just look despondent and dreary. And one day this lady dropped her mom off, and her mother fell when she got inside, and I was like, wow, like God, like I'm only a fashion designer. Like, what can I do to assist these people? I know God had me to create it to inspire persons with cancer or any illness that there's hope, that there is light at the end of that tunnel. The encouraging word I would give to women, it's been in my heart for a couple of days, to speak to the older women who may feel that I'm 40, what can I do? I'm 50, what can I do? And that's when the fire in us kicks in. We've had the work experience. We've passed all those tests. So take that idea that God has given you and put it to use. This is where it all begins.
To learn more about the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, visit our website or contact us at 461-7232. And remember, empowered women empower women.
Are you a talented musician ready to take your passion to the next level? Then the Bahamas National Youth Choir is the place to be. Auditions are now open for the month of September to persons ages 15 to 25 years old. We offer two exciting options: concert choir for those who enjoy classical and traditional music, and show choir for those who want to perform in a more theatrical setting. Don't miss your chance to be a part of an incredible musical journey. To set up your audition appointment, email us at bnycsecretary@gmail.com. Let your voice be heard with the Bahamas National Youth Choir.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
I put my foolish pride aside in acknowledgement of your goodness. Everything is the Lord's in the earth in its fullness. It's M-A-D-I-O Mario, and I'm inviting you to tune into Entertainment Fridays on the Bahamas Tonight. Access now at 7:30 p.m. You miss it, you diss it. Fall, but was caught before I fell. Was so hard-headed, too stubborn, I asked for help.
That's Bahamas Tonight. Access now, weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
We'll lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents, while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
Welcome back to Clarencetown, Long Island, special SBDC Town Hall meeting, talking to the residents of Long Island. We're so happy to have you joining us. Those of you who are watching on your various platforms, if you're watching, I see those of you who are here in the Lion's Den, good to have you. Those of you who are watching on your various platforms, YouTube, Flow TV, BTC around the country, those of you in Turks and Caicos and around the world watching tonight by YouTube, thank you for joining us. Welcome to Clarencetown, Long Island. It's a beautiful place. You should come and visit if you've never been here before. We're talking about the development of Long Island and its business, and it's been an exciting thing seeing people expand the opportunities they have on this island to make this island great. We want to begin talking about some of the opportunities. I want to begin with the executive director of SBDC, Samantha Roll, because she's been doing this all over the country, and I want her to talk about what has been unique about Long Island. Tell us, Samantha, what has been the clinch? How has Long Island responded, and what are some of the opportunities available for Long Islanders?
Well, thank you so much, Clint. So Long Island has invested in some top industries across the Bahamas. And so what I mean by that is, of the $94 million in approved funding that SBDC has done over 7 years, Long Island have invested in fisheries, agriculture, we have transportation, and so we're happy that we're getting the response from Long Island, as Ramona can talk more about some of the specific businesses. And the great part about it is they're also helping to develop Long Island. And so a number of the businesses that have opened up are of need, and it helps with the demand, where it's Long Island has its own almost Home Depot, so to speak. Right, that's recently opened. There are a number of other hospitality, tourist-related opportunities that have flourished in Long Island through the help of SBDC. And so, you know, it's tremendous, and we have quite a bit of programs, other grant opportunities, other funding opportunities that are open and ready for Long Island.
While you have the microphone, I want to get this question again. A lot of people feel that way, and that is, of course, the paperwork to fill out in order to access the funding. And we heard just now from the VAT people, the Inland Revenue, he's boasting about how much paperwork you got to fill out, right? But I know that you have to find a happy medium, but talk about that, because that sometimes discourages people from coming forward.
SBDC certainly should not be compared to Inland Revenue. But I do understand in the filling out of the application how it can feel overwhelming, particularly because you're passionate about this. This is something that you need, you want, you desire. But I also want you to understand the application process. It helps us in terms of accountability, transparency, and it also helps you in terms of preparedness. It's important for us to make sure that we're doing our due diligence in one aspect. But for you, if we're asking for a business plan, financial statements, or compliance documents, it helps you to prepare in that sense to make sure that your business succeeds. And so the application process should never be seen as just paperwork or red tape, right? As part of the process, we also include free of charge entrepreneurial training, and that's part of the requirement. And so we provide that to where you can do self-paced, it's virtual. In all cases, we do hybrid, but that should never be seen as red tape. It should be seen as an opportunity to learn, to garner more information that perhaps you didn't even think about. This is an approach that we can take in advancing your business.
Awesome. I want to pass it back down to Ramona Taylor, because I want to hear about some of the businesses that we see are accessing the assistance and funding from SBDC, and what you'd like to see as well.
Well, as most of us in this room would attest to, fishing and maritime industries dominate the economy, simply because it's what people do and it's their way of life. There's tourism, but there's so many challenges with tourism for Long Island at this time, until we can get the resolution that we need to be able to get, for instance, airlift is the biggest challenge, and that is tied into the airport. And then you have, but what I am seeing are people, new trends, people are coming up with amazing business ideas. I see it every day. I mean, some of the industries that I have touched on the island have gone from restaurants to stores to even into the aviation industry, helping to secure financing. Everything from, the range is so great that, you know, to see the things that people are coming up with now, especially the young people, their ideas are endless. And we hope to see more of that, especially with all the digital stuff going on. And so I'm very encouraged about what I see. And I think that the SBDC, for my part, what I have seen and the interest that I get from people across the island is very encouraging, to say the least. And I think that it's going to continue. And now that everyone in this room sees that, you know, SBDC is serious about getting you what you need in the time and manner that you need it, I think that it's just going to be great going forward.
So it's important for people to hear it. People are actually getting yeses from applying.
Oh, yes. I've had great successes, and I have, the SBDC executive can support that. And I have my financial institution, the main one, Fidelity, and of course we have now a private bank on the side of us too here. So I think we're well represented. And yes, we would like to see movement in that area, because there is a need for entrepreneurs to have access, and that is what had been missing. But SBDC has offered and opened up the way for more access, and I think that having the bankers here, having the people, the movers and shakers who can make it happen, is going to make a difference.
I want to pass the mic down to Kyle and Bo, because when you talk about Family Island businesses, the reality is a lot of banks are afraid because of the risk involved. But of course, you know, you're never scared. Talk about the partnership that you have with SBDC in order to be able to assist businesses here in Long Island.
Well, I think it starts by, oftentimes persons see the banking financing as, I just need the money. And the importance of SBDC is bringing together the holistic view, because oftentimes persons are disappointed when, if you come saying, I just need the money, and I put it to persons very simply like this. If your cousin comes to you and say, I need $100,000, and you know he ain't never do nothing before, are you likely to give it to him?
No.
Right? And so sometimes you have the comment, well, you know, the banks are not lending, and you say to them, well, would you personally lend to them? Say, no, I ain't lending to them. And so the SBDC helps us to partner with an incubation program that says, I'm not coming simply saying I have a good idea, so therefore give me money. I am going through the training and the development that is saying, I'm learning that I need systems. I'm learning that I need marketing. I'm learning that I need accounting. I'm learning that I need to be tax compliant. And I'm actually formulating a business plan that helps me to project where I'm going to end up. And we don't have a crystal ball. So it allows us from the bank side to say to SBDC, these are some of the characteristics and factors that we're going to assess when you bring the projects towards us. And SBDC has done an excellent job in terms of saying, well, we have gone through, if you will, kicking the tires, poking the bear, and having an understanding that we feel comfortable to put our name behind it. Because I think sometimes that's the most important part. We know that when we recommend someone, we expect them to deliver. So the SBDC sees it as, when I recommend to you, Fidelity, it is saying, I believe they have a chance. It is saying, you give me the advice in terms of things I need to factor in, but when we go forward, as SBDC, we're going to put some skin in the game, because we have the guarantee program, we have the grant funding that we provide. But so we're not coming at this as saying, please just lend them the money. We're coming and saying, we're putting our money where the mouth is. So I think that what is so important is understanding collaboration, collective work, because it is saying that, yes, the funds that exist in the banks are available. And, you know, I'll be candid, there's over $2 billion in excess liquidity in the banking system. But the bank cannot lend that out if it's not going to get repaid.
Right.
So what we need is strong business plans with persons that have prepared themselves to execute, and then have a partnership that should be enduring for a lifetime.
What advice? You have a room full of potential customers, and it's always good to know that when you go to the bank, you don't go alone, right? You have SPDC going with you saying, we're backing them. What advice do you give to potential business prospects?
You know, it started where I said earlier, a goal without a plan is just a wish. If you go cap in hand, then you get donation. If you go armed as a serious investor, because that's what you're coming to me as a banker saying, I'm invested in my business idea. You have to demonstrate that this isn't, I want you to take a gamble on me. This is saying that I know that there's no guarantee, but I believe that all of what I'm laying out in front of you is going to be beneficial for you and me. How is it beneficial? I'm going to be able to pay you back, but I'm also going to be able to procure from you services. I'm going to digitize my business. I'm going to advance my sales by being able to provide options for my customers and for my various stakeholders. And then ultimately, I'm coming with a demand. Now, I'm not telling you come to my office and say, look, my boy, I need this money. But what I am saying to you is, don't come to me pensive. Don't come as if you're not sure.
Right.
Because then I'm not sure. If you come to me with confidence, not arrogance, that says, I have a plan, I have persons who've showed me how I can make this work, I expect you, Bo, to challenge me, but I believe I can answer all your questions and demonstrate to you. And then I would say, make sure that you are not trying to meet a need that you believe is necessary. Make sure that you've done your research to say, I'm meeting a need where people are willing to pay for it.
All right, good answer, good response here. So exactly how do the people of Long Island feel about the services being offered? And what about the people in this room? What do they have to say? We're going to talk to some of them and hear from the association when we come back after this break. It's about the halfway mark. We're going to pay some bills, and we'll be back live here, Clarence Town, Long Island, on The Rundown. We're back after this. Stay close.
After I was in a plane crash in June 1983, I lost my left arm. I had some good friends, came along, fishing guides. They said, man, we can teach you to fly fish. Exuma, exuma. Can you see? Look at it, man. One of the nicest places you want to be in the world. There were challenges learning to cast, learning to put a fly on a leader, learning to tie the different knots for me as a handicapped individual. As a matter of fact, I don't really feel handicapped because I could do everything, man. Anything anybody could do, I think I could do it too. Because with your mindset to do anything, no matter what you are, what you look like, what's happening to you, you can do it. Persons in our positions, it's hard to get fundings and very, very expensive. SBDC would be helpful in regards to help funding people with disabilities. So nothing is impossible if you're disabled. Any kind of disability. Put faith in God and trust God. Believe you will overcome.
Can you imagine our kids on their own? We can't just look away.
Are you sure these people want us?
I know they do. You can call me Mama. Oh, Lord.
If we can't wrap our arms around the most vulnerable, then what do we have? Noise! And the children can't take the noise anymore.
We want the ones that nobody else wants.
Who hurt you, baby? I'm not giving up on you. You can't give up on me either. What we gonna do? Everybody's falling apart.
I'm doing the best I can.
We gotta work on this together. We young people now. And love never gives up.
And welcome back to The Rundown. We are coming to you live from Clarencetown, Long Island. That's in the south. It's when you're heading south. If you don't know where Clarencetown is, it's the capital. It's where the administrative complex, this wonderful community center is. Long Island is exactly what it says. It's long. And when you think you're in the south and you have to drive, it's far. You know, I came in today and they said that where I was staying was in Clarencetown. And then I noticed I kept on passing signs that weren't Clarencetown. But I guess they meant it's near Clarencetown. But, you know, Nassau, everything is 15 minutes when no traffic on the road. So here, to drive for 20 minutes, and they say you're near. I was like, you sure? But that's Long Island, one of the uniqueness of it. But it is beautiful. You know, a lot of people don't recognize the uniqueness of this island. If you've ever seen some of the beaches, and I'm talking about particularly in the south, right? There's a beach in Gordon's. But if you literally see it, you feel like you are not on Earth. It is that breathtaking. It is beautiful, and you can't believe, you know, they always like to say, and I ain't knocking no island, but they like to say that some island has some of the best beaches, right? I can tell you hands down, it will pass the test over any other island. It is one of the most beautiful beaches in Gordon, and it just tells you just how beautiful this island is, and they protect it. They welcome visitors. They love having visitors, but you know, there's a myth about Long Island. If you don't come to visit, you don't want to stop here, keep going in the chain. But I want to talk now to get reaction on SBDC. We want to talk about what are the people here looking for when government provides assistance? Is it meeting the need? Is it reaching what people want to see done? I want to talk to the treasurer of the association, Mr. Burrows, to find out what are people saying about SBDC? What are some of the things they're looking for, first of all, on the island? And is it meeting the need?
Thank you very much, Clint. Good evening, Long Island. It is a pleasure to be here. So let me start by saying congratulations to the SBDC. I've had the opportunity to work with them for the last 12 months when they launched the groundbreaking Men in Business initiative. Thought it was huge. We had, I think, close to 900 applicants. A number of those, maybe 20 or so, were from Long Island, and a number from the other family islands. That was so successful that there was a second Men in Business initiative focused specifically on the family islands. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the contributions to men that own small businesses throughout the country got up to maybe $700,000 or $800,000. And so in terms of Long Island, you may have heard some figures earlier. So far, the SBDC has supported Long Island to the tune of just under $2 million. Wow. And that's across 77 applications. Wow. So an average of about $26,000 per applicant. That's big. What's even bigger, in my view, is the fact that a portion of that includes a grant. And for those who are familiar with grants, you don't have to repay those. And so I believe SBDC is doing a fantastic job supporting small business and small business owners in the family islands in Long Island. Some of the major needs are around tourism, are around fisheries, are around transportation. And if you look at the numbers, you'll see that those are the three industries that got the bulk of that $2 million. There's also other opportunities in construction. There are opportunities, I think I mentioned fisheries, but in some of the creatives. And I think there's one other unique thing that we miss about the SBDC, and that's the fact that grant aside and funding aside, there is a business blueprint program. I had the opportunity to work through that myself. It's rigorous. It's the equivalent of a college, maybe a certification, a one-year program, and all participants have to go through that. That's worth a lot more, in my view, than the grant or the funding, because that positions small business owners to understand what skill sets and what activities they need to engage in to ensure that they build or maintain a successful business. So the SBDC is doing a fantastic job.
Awesome, awesome. I want to talk to Tony Seymour, the CEO of BPL, because of course, electricity power supply is important. And earlier, if you were just watching, if you're just joining us, earlier tonight, we did a demonstration of what it feels like if the power to go off. And just so that people, just so people have an idea of what it's like and what you don't want to have happen. And it was a very effective demonstration. And so I want to ask you to talk about what's on stock for Long Islanders when it comes to power supply and generation. Go ahead, Madam CEO.
Good evening, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be home. And my guys timed that perfectly, didn't they? I mean, as soon as my name was announced, I couldn't have timed it better myself. So what we have going on now, as I mentioned, every time I speak about Long Island, the challenge in Long Island is the power station is not in the center of the island. It's further north. Most family island installations, the power station is in the middle, and there are two feeders, one north, one south, that feeds from a central point. So because the Miller's Power Station is so far north, if a challenge arises, getting power from Miller's to Gordon's is virtually impossible. And that is our reality. So one of the things that we've proposed to the board is a $1.2 million investment in a generator and a transformer to be placed south of Scrub Hill. Because in reality, if we lose two engines, one engine can probably power from Miller's to about Scrub Hill. And so the rest of South Long Island is suffering in darkness and heat until we get a second engine back up and running. So what that will do is bring relief, immediate relief to the residents of South Long Island, and also bring relief to the engines at the Miller's Power Plant. So we have had some challenges at the plant recently. As you would have seen, we lost two engines day before yesterday, I think, and the little blip that you saw was them testing one of the engines that they had done some repairs to. And I said, why would you test? And you know the town meeting is going on. Like in the middle of the town meeting, why would you be doing testing? Nevertheless, our work never stops. We work around the clock 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we understand what the challenges are. So in addition to the $1.2 million investment in a new generator that's not going to be located at the Miller's Power Plant, there is also a 5-megawatt solar installation as a part of the new energy era. All of the family islands are getting solar installations as well as battery energy storage systems as we transition to a cleaner, more environmentally friendly utility.
Good stuff. So my question then is, and I want to keep it with you, Tony. My question is, are there any business opportunities that you think entrepreneurs can tap in when we're talking about solar and all these other things? Are there opportunities in this regard?
Definitely. So we have a small-scale renewable generation program and a medium-scale renewable generation program. So if you choose to put panels on your roof, once you get approval from ERCA and the Ministry of Works, you install your panels, you apply to us, we come in, we change out your meter. So any energy that you don't use, that you push back into the grid, you will receive credits for at the end of the month that reflects on your bill, and it's paid at whatever the fuel surcharge for that month is. So of course, you know, as you're building your businesses, you know, you can factor that into your designs. As you renovate your homes, or if you got to put on a new roof, just add some panels on top or in the backyard, and you receive credits every month for the energy that you don't consume.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to talk to some of the people and take questions from them or comments that they may have. But while we're getting ready to do that, the Member of Parliament was not able to make it, but he did send a message in support. And we're going to play that now for our television viewers so that you hear from the Member of Parliament, Mr. Adrian Gibson, in regard to this initiative. Take a look.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you for being here tonight. To those who are visiting Long Island, welcome to Long Island. It is a privilege to join you here this evening for the Long Island Town Hall on the road to economic empowerment. I want to thank the Executive Director, Ms. Samantha Roll, and Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center and ZNS for bringing this important conversation to Long Island. and for ensuring that our voices and realities are a part of the national dialogue. This gathering is more than just an event. It is a recognition that small businesses are the lifeblood of our family islands, and especially here on Long Island. These are not just conversations, they are building blocks for our island's future. Here on Long Island, small businesses is not just important, it is essential. They are the backbone of our economy. The truth is, Long Island does not have large industries and massive corporations driving our economy. What we do have are hard-working men and women, our fishermen, farmers, contractors, food vendors, shopkeepers, boat captains, taxi drivers, tour operators, and service providers, who, with their own hands and vision, carry the weight of this island every single day and showcase our beautiful island to the world. But we also know the challenges. High shipping and fuel costs eat away at profits. Banking and financing options are limited. Utilities are unreliable. Access to goods, services, and markets often comes at twice the cost and effort compared to the Providence. Many of our small business owners are working twice as hard to break even. These are the realities on the ground. Too often, our people are working hard, but without access to capital, training, and networks that entrepreneurs in Nassau or abroad might take for granted. That is why small business development must remain front and center for us. It is about giving our people the tools to grow ideas into sustainable enterprises, keeping money circulating in our local economy, and creating jobs right here at home, so our young people don't feel they have to leave to find opportunity. Yet, Long Islanders, in those challenges lie tremendous opportunities. Long Island has the potential to lead in sustainable farming and fishing, ecotourism, boutique guest houses, and Airbnb ventures, cultural and adventure tours, marine and boating services, and value-added products that carry the proud Long Island brand. With the right support, that is, access to capital, training, mentorship, and wider markets, these businesses can thrive. When we empower small businesses here, we are not just creating jobs. We are building food security through stronger farming and fishing. We are growing tourism by encouraging authentic, locally owned ventures that showcase who we are. Every small business that takes root here keeps money circulating on the island, creates jobs for our people, and strengthens families. More importantly, it shows our young people that they can stay, innovate, and build a future right here at home. Most of all, small business development is about empowerment. It's about independence, dignity, and creating opportunities that last. Opportunities that belong to Long Islanders, built by Long Islanders, and for Long Islanders. And so, let's all take full advantage of the resources and expertise being shared here tonight, and think creatively about how we can turn ideas into enterprises that benefit our families and our island. Tonight is not just another meeting. Tonight should not be just another meeting. It is part of the foundation we must keep building to ensure Long Islanders have a fair shot, a level playing field, and the support needed to succeed. Together, I believe, we can commit to supporting our small business community, building partnerships, and drawing growth that empowers Long Island for generations to come. And so, to the Small Business Development Center and to all gathered, let us commit to support our entrepreneurs, not only with words, but with real investment, real training, and real access to markets. Because when small businesses succeed, Long Island succeeds. Thank you, and I look forward to a fruitful and inspiring conversation.
That, of course, is the Member of Parliament for Long Island. We thank the Member of Parliament for Long Island for his address and comments to us tonight in support of what's happening here on Long Island. Thank you, Mr. Gibson, for that. We want to open the floor for questions, so come on up if you have questions for our panel, their expert panel who can help us, and so we're going to take that. But I want to ask Mr. Gawembo, because I think it's important, what makes Long Island unique for investment and opportunities based on what you've seen?
You know, the interesting thing is each of the islands of the Bahamas have their unique characteristics, and I think what Long Island has is what I'm going to call high spirit, because it's one that they have long been known to be diligent workers, collective thinkers, and ones who look to make their own existence be as independent as possible, not in terms of cessation from the rest of the country, but meaning that they are not relying or depending on others to provide. And I think that that lays a foundation that says if they get the support, how much greater it could be. Because if they've been able to do this through their own resources, then as you start to add the resources of others, and as I spoke to before in terms of saying using other people's money to develop and advance, there are tremendous opportunities. They're known for fisheries, but they're also with agriculture. They'll argue, you know, in terms of mutton and the other elements that they can produce and export. And it's around turning what would be self-sustenance into commercial enterprise at a scale that allows you to make a profit. You know, when we think about now the advancement in agriculture in terms of technology and the ability to do things, it still goes back to a farmer is a farmer is a farmer, meaning I don't care how much technology, AI you have, if you don't understand how to rear animals, how to take care of them, etc., it's not going to be successful. So I think the entrepreneurial spirit of the island, the sort of resilience, as you mentioned when you came on, but most importantly, I won't say which island you said, you know, competes on the beaches, but yes, and in sailboat making and in sailing. But, you know, the truth of the matter is when you look at their, and I'll call sailing the cultural side, and I'll call that the creative side, even though it's a sport. And the reason being is you see the beauty in a sailboat. It is not only the competition that it has, but it also has a tremendous promotional aspect in terms of what it can be to, say, the culture and national sport of the country. So when you put all of those together, you say we start with tourism because we have the natural given resources. We have the spirit of the persons that allow for agriculture, farming, and fisheries. And we have a sport and sailmaking that says, how do we take this to the world? And how do we turn it into a profit-making enterprise? I think if we combine financial advice, the experience and expertise of the island, along with the support of government in terms of national development, then this island has no limitation on how far it can be. And I think it's just a matter of going back to the drawing board and saying, how do we bring the resources of the country to an island that has so much potential?
All right. I want to read some of the comments online in the Lions Den. Clean Air Farms says, congratulations to everyone. Nathan J. Barrow says, very solid partnership. And also we have Leela Dean, who's asking, how do you determine what amount someone gets when they apply?
So it depends on what they're applying for. So whether it's a grant funding, we state the maximum amount. Whether it's $5,000 or $10,000, that's the maximum amount. And we assess that based on the application. And so when we look at your application, your explanation in terms of use of funds, as well as your supporting documents, so it would be your invoices, we look at that, and the adjudicator then assess what that amount would be. If it's looking from a business loan standpoint, the guaranteed loan program, again, we look at your business plan and we do the risk assessment. We look at the viability, what's in the market. So we collate all of that information, and in, partnership and liaising with the financial partner, we can then say we will approve it for the entire amount, or perhaps we will do it, or we suggest and recommend that it should be done in phases, and we walk that through with the client.
June Turner is asking, do you only get funding once, or based on different programs can you apply more than once?
That's a great question, and we get it all the time. So we have clients who have accessed funding multiple times from the SBDC. What happens, however, is if there is a program, for example, we just recently closed the Fly Fishing Initiative, and that particular program was overwhelmingly oversubscribed. And so what happens with that is it may not have been our initial intent to say that only first-time applicants would receive funding, but based on the exhausted budget, we would then look at, well, you know, who has received funding from the SBDC in the past, and the fact that we want to make sure that our access is extended beyond those who would have received access to us before.
All right. Any questions from the floor? Please come and ask your question directed to someone. Come now, because it's airtime. We come. Any comments? I want to hear from some of the people who've accessed funding and letting us know how the process was and how it has assisted you. Come and testify or get the money back. Do we have any recipients here? Where are they?
There.
Oh, you want to know? You do want people to know that was your retirement fund day. As you can see, this room is filled with Long Islanders, obviously learning and finding out what it is. If we have no questions, then we can take our final break and come up with some closing remarks, because I think they could. Y'all good, eh? Y'all good? No questions? You're shy? Okay, tell me in the commercial break, I gotta ask a question. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up with some final comments. Any questions from the shy people of Long Island? We're back after this. Stay close.
You're probably wondering what I'm doing here sitting in our amazing studio. Well, I'm preparing for my new show coming this fall. In Depth with Mukesh Lapinder is a Sunday magazine style show with timely investigations and deep explorations into the country's ills and triumphs. So join me on Sundays at 10 a.m. this fall for long-form and engaging conversations. And remember, only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Hi, I am Director Sharita Murphy of Harvest Discipleship Center. Tune in this Sunday at 4:30 p.m. with Pastor Charles for Words and Wonders, here on the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Coming this fall, Royston Jones and Melina Leonard on the Bahamas Tonight. Access now. Weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Tune in and get your fill of community news, Family Island news, entertainment, and, well, sometimes slithering animals. That's the Bahamas Tonight. Access now. Weekdays, 7:30 p.m. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
But I'm giving you 1 month to find a job, or you can find one of your little friends that's gonna let you sleep on their couch for free.
Can I help you? I'm just trying to talk to a young lady right here. I need for you to leave my shop right now. I'm gone.
It's hard for a woman to call out the man and her son. I just need some prayer support.
I'm just trying to see about a job, right? I ain't heard about nothing. You a salesman for this company?
I'm the president. That's for more. I want to introduce you to a small group of men that mean the world to me.
We grow together, we eat together. It's what I'm looking for.
Welcome back. Yeah. Welcome back to the rundown from Clarencetown, Long Island. We're going to be wrapping up in a few seconds, but I wanted to get some more questions in for our panelists, and I think we had a couple of them, but I'm going to get this one in online from Johnny Will, who's asking, what documents are needed for grants or funding? Would a current business license be one?
Absolutely. SBDC fund formalized businesses. So you would absolutely need a current business license, a few other documents. They're a bit long for me. I might take all your time, Clint.
Go to the website.
But you can certainly go to the website, sbdcbahamas.com. We have them listed. You can access us through any of the social media platforms, and we're happy to give you that listing.
Okay, great. We had a question here. Go ahead, sir. Stand and give me a question. Yeah. We won't put him on camera. That's all right. He doesn't want to go on camera. Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering if there's a cap on the amount of power that you can send back to grid by quantity, and also if there's a cap on the amount of surcharge that you can get back.
All right, a cap on the amount or quantity or on surcharge that you can get back.
No, there's no cap. Depending on what you apply for, if you apply for small-scale renewable generation, that's up to a certain amount of kilowatt hours. And whatever you don't consume in your home that you put back into the grid, you will automatically receive those credits at the end of every month. So there's no limit. But it needs to be regulated, and the reason we want everyone to get IRCA approval and Ministry of Works approval is because if you put solar panels on your home and we're not aware of it, you can be feeding electricity into the grid, and we can have people working on a pole two streets down from you who can get injured because we don't know that that exists on your home.
Thank you. Online, I knew it was coming before we got off. I know it was coming. The service spot is asking, when will Long Island have a bank?
So I'm happy to share that we have the chairman of the Clearing Banks Association with us today.
Well, they say you're friends. You know, the short answer I'll say this is that as the chairman of the Clearing Banks, I can say that the manner in which banks exited was not appropriate and needs to be revisited. With that being said, the model of what banks will be in the future for smaller communities is going to be different. Person saw a bank as a social outing, and that is not going to be the case anymore, that you have a brick and mortar to come in and just see your money in the vault, because it doesn't exist in the vault anymore. And we need to move ourselves forward in terms of cash in the society and understand that the way the world works now is 85% of transactions are without cash. You may say, but that still means 15%. Yes. But the reality is, I remember going to university and having to send a letter, wait till it reached, and then someone to reply and send it back. Now we pick up the phone and do FaceTime, WhatsApp calls, Zoom, etc. So it means that technology evolves and the way we do things change. So you may say that's a political answer and you may answer the question. When will it come? I can't speak as the chairman for all banks, but what I can say is in the pipeline for Fidelity, we opened Exuma with the new model that I spoke about. The Eleuthera will be before the end of the year. I won't say where you stand in the queue, but you're not. Let me say, the next time I'm here, I'll probably be saying we'll announce that opening date. So it is in the process, in the new model, but I don't want to foreshadow something that we can't do, but it will be one that we will ingratiate. But bear in mind, we are here virtually every other month in terms of the team from New Providence that visits from north to south. And, you know, just today, they had me taking a picture in my T-shirt because it's so hot, but with one of our merchants. And the reality is, Fidelity is only a call away. And my cell phone, I think, is on a billboard somewhere because everyone seems to have it.
And if you need to push your money somewhere, we'll be happy to put the Broadcasting Corporation here, and you can deposit your money to us to make sure we bring return. We have one time for one question. We're at the top of the hour, and I think that came from the lady on the commercial break who asked, there's a video that they give to you when you apply or when you get successful. Are you able to share that video so people have the information that they need to know?
So the training is the business blueprint, and actually it is available to the public in terms of if you are even accessing through the program. So you don't have to apply for a grant. We've had many persons just access our free training, the sessions, and so they can access. Now, internally, we've been having those discussions as to whether or not we can make sure that there's a way that the public can access or have access to that training. We've gotten multiple requests, and so I could almost say of certain that it's coming soon.
Good stuff. And online, I thought it was an important comment to close on because it makes sense if we got into the banks. The person said, as business owners, we need to be able to deposit funds. How do you grow your business if you can't put the money somewhere? It makes sense. I think the powers that be are listening and watching, and I think they get the message loud and clear. Long Island needs a bank, and they need it now. Go, Fidelity, go. Okay, all right. Thank you all so much for joining us, and for those coming to the town hall meeting tonight, and for all, give our panelists a hand. Weren't they amazing? Listen, we've been saying for so long that we need opportunities for our people. Opportunities are here. Now, what sense does it make you crying for opportunities if you don't begin to access the opportunities that are available to you? And that's what it's all about, being able to put wealth into your hands, empowering you, empowering the generations yet unborn, and making sure that you leave a legacy here in Long Island. There should be no reason why you have to leave Long Island to be successful. This island is rich, and it was made rich so that you can live a healthy and prosperous life. So take full advantage of the opportunities to make your wealth right here on Long Island and make this island great, and take it from greatness to greatness. We're so happy to be able to bring this town hall meeting to you live from Clarence Town tonight. We're going to be, I think our next stop is Cat Island, is it correct? Our next stop is Cat Island. Watch me put out the whole team for that one, right? But we're happy to be able to go to the Family Islands and be able to tell the stories of Bahamians and to make sure that Bahamians throughout the Commonwealth are being able to access the wealth that's available throughout the family of islands. And so on behalf of all of us here at the Broadcasting Corporation, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks so much for tuning in. Of course, tomorrow night is a rundown on leadership with Ahmad Rashad. And then, of course, we'll be back on Monday with some more great shows. Thanks for joining us from Clarence Town, Long Island. Good night, everybody.
House of Assembly, I'm Lakush Lapinder. This is ZNS.
You and Your Money is brought to you by the Central Bank of the Bahamas.